Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Jets Radio. This is one of your hosts, Tyson Roush. Jam-packed show for you. We have a win over the Dolphins. We have the Le'Veon Bell bowling story, which is completely ridiculous. We have the Baltimore Ravens game coming up. We have all kinds of stuff to talk about, and a 3-hour show, so we will do the best we can. Long Beach Show, what is up, man?
What's going on, Ty? Man, we got a lot to talk about tonight. That Le'Veon Bell story, man, that has me very upset. I'm annoyed with the nonsense that's going on in this franchise, especially, coming off of a win that we got, a much-needed win. So, man, this is going to be a crazy one. But listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote our Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search Let's Talk Jets Radio. Like that page. Our content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message us. We'll message you right back. We love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also, leave us some feedback. We love hearing about what you folks think we do here on Let's Talk Jets Radio. So without further ado, Ty, let's go ahead and get into the show, man. I'm fired up.
Yeah, I'm pretty fired up, too. As always, at Talk Jets Radio on Instagram and Twitter. Let's Talk Jets Radio on YouTube, our YouTube channel. Actually, all our social media aspects, they all stay very busy. Check them out there. And I guess, Joe, I want to start with this Le'Veon Bell story because that's the biggest news of the day. And the Dolphin game we're going to talk about, but this Le'Veon Bell story pisses me off to no end. So let's get your take first.
Well, my take is, it's obvious what's going on here. Somebody, I don't know who it could be, is trying to prepare us for him getting moved in the offseason. Maybe it's the same person that, only gave him 10 carries, 2 weeks ago. I don't know, but I will say this is that this is a pretty ridiculous story. Here's a team guy, a guy that came here. He's a Jets fan. He's done nothing but, be the ultimate leader. Every second, even when Jets fans were going crazy, he was the one on social media saying, hey, listen, stick with us. We're going to get it together. He was the calming voice around there. He was talking about unity, talking about team, and every single interview, especially early in the season when it was horrid. He was the guy saying, listen, I face struggles in Pittsburgh, but, we're going to get it turned around. We're going to get it together. This is the guy that is the elite back. There were games this year that we wouldn't have even been in without him. There were games this year that we won that we would not have won without him. And to see, him try to be turned into a bum by some of these beat writers is unreal. The guy was sent home because of the flu. He goes on, he goes out, bowls. I don't see what the issue is here. He was sent home, told to stay away from the facility. What's the problem? All right, what's the problem here? It's not like he didn't want to play. It's not like he did not want to be out there. He was sent home, so he can't play. Why are we attacking him now for going out and doing those things? I don't get it. I don't get why there's a narrative trying to be painted that Le'Veon Bell is some type of selfish me guy that, just didn't want to play. That's not the truth of what's going on here. But we all know who leaked this story. We all know. Believe me, we all know. And it's getting ridiculous. And this is something that could really, again, that's going to fracture the locker room. Because there's guys that love Le'Veon Bell in this locker room. There are, believe me. One of those guys named Jamal Adams. He was the driving force to get the guy here to begin with. But this is going to really speak volumes as well to free agents that possibly were even thinking about coming here. What does that say to them? Here's a guy that comes in, you've mishandled him, misused him the entire season. He didn't even start saying anything about it until recently. Has been the team guy. You haven't done what you said you were going to do with this guy. He's been in a bad situation. He's losing, still keeping his head, and you're trying to find a way to not only get rid of this guy after a year, but bash him on his way out. Why would any guy sign here? Here's another question. Why would any guys re-sign here? Got to deal with Gase. Now you got to deal with Gase's nonsense. And look how they're treating Le'Veon Bell. It's unreal, man. It's unreal, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because this is all coming from a man that I warned y'all about.
Before I unload, Joe, what are your thoughts on how the Jets ran the ball the entire season and how they ran the ball on Sunday versus Miami Dolphins? Just answer that question, then I will share my pleasant thoughts on the situation. Go ahead, Joe, tell me.
Tyson, that game was a message. That's what that was. Come on. We all know that. We talked about it on the show. That was a message. I do not want Le'Veon Bell, and I do not need Le'Veon Bell. That's what that was. Gase has been loud. The message has been loud and clear since Bell was signed. Literally, Gase came out and told everybody in that building when he signed he did not want him. And he made sure that everyone knew that too. That was the big rift between him and McCagnon, and he told everybody on the staff. We all know that because those reports came out. And giving Bilal Powell 19 carries, and then also he gave some carries to Ty Montgomery in there as well, just tells you all you need to know about what's going on here. He has misused Le'Veon all season, has completely went away from him at times as well. And we're not just talking about running the football. We also talking about putting him out there as a wide receiver because he can't catch the football. He won't put him in the slot either. Refuses to get creative with him. Refuses. So we all know what's going on here, and we all know what's happening.
And my last question for you before I unload is, what role does Joe Douglas play in this when he's obviously knows what's going on and he's allowing it to happen?
Yeah. Well, again, this whole situation with Joe Douglas, because he is our general manager, it's going to show how much power he does or doesn't have. Is he complicit with what's going on? Because if he is, again, if we get rid of Le'Veon Bell, one of the best backs in the league, one of the best offensive weapons in the league, on a team, hell, not even team, a franchise that historically has been starved for offensive weapons, dude, we have offensive franchise records that have been set by Ryan Fitzpatrick. I want to say that again. We have offensive franchise records that have been set by Ryan Fitzpatrick. Okay? Clyde Gates and Stephen Hill. I want to say those two names, Clyde Gates and Stephen Hill. I want y'all to remember those. Those were guys that we were looking forward to going out there and catching the football for us at one point. We have been screaming for offensive talent on this franchise. Putrid offenses back to back to back as we continue to spend first-round pick after first-round pick after first-round pick on defensive players. Our offense has been horrid historically. And here we are treating this guy like this. It's unbelievable.
So, Joe, what you're basically telling me is Adam Gase, who is alienating one of the best players on the team, one of the best players in the NFL, he's creating a stir on and off the field, he's creating a distraction, is basically doing the same thing he did in Miami. Go figure.
Yeah.
And what you're also telling me is that Joe Douglas, this almighty general manager that's going to solve all our problems, is sitting here overseeing it and allowing it. Because it's okay. Ownership is allowing it. They are letting Adam Gase run the show, and it's embarrassing. And the fact that this arrogant prick ran the ball this many times on Sunday to shove it in Le'Veon Bell's face, say almost, I told you so, we can run the ball without you, instead of having the mindset to actually change his offense to one of the best players in the NFL, just shows you how screwed this Jets team is. It just shows you how screwed we are. And furthermore, the Jets, it was an ugly win. They are so friggin' lucky they got that pass interference call, because if they didn't get that call, they would have lost the game, and then Adam Gase would have to explain his horrific game management, and Sam Darnold had to explain why he took a sack, and all the things they did wrong in this game, which there was plenty, would have had to been explained. That pass interference call saved Adam Gase a bunch of nightmares, because it was a train wreck waiting to happen up until the field goal when he ran the ball and didn't even try to get more yards. Like a 44-yard field goal is okay with the kicker. It's proven nothing in the NFL. The way, Joe, and you nailed it, the way they handled this Le'Veon Bell situation, and they, meaning Adam Gase and Joe Douglas, let's stop excluding Joe Douglas now. He is part of this clan. He is part of the clown show here. He's part of it because he's allowing it to happen. Because if he didn't like it, there's got to be a voice of reason somewhere. The voice of reason is not ownership because they got no freaking clue. And Joe Douglas is sitting back. He couldn't fax over an MRI. He handled everything else wrong. And now he's letting his head coach completely embarrass themselves with this Bell situation. So the obvious thing is this. Now you're going to cause all these problems. You misused them all year long. And now you're going to have this pissing contest trying to make him look bad. Like you said, this is a guy that's respected all throughout the NFL. So it's not bad enough that you blew it with Osemele. Not bad enough that you blew it with Enunwa. You look stupid with Luke Falk. You've done all these things wrong. Now you're going to look like a jackass with Le'Veon Bell. Dude, you said it. Why would a free agent want to come here not only to deal with this nonsense with Gase and the front office and the owner? And why would you want to re-sign here? Robbie Anderson's probably like, you know what? If they're going to do this to Bell, what are they going to do to me? This head coach is volatile. And he is that arrogant and that stubborn to run the ball this many times to prove a point? Where winning a game wasn't the goal, it was to prove a point? Dude, I am so over this. Like, listen, the Jets won the Dolphin game, and I'm glad. It's cool. I mean, thank God, because I'm tired of being embarrassed every week. And now, for me, these next 3 weeks are my honest test for Adam Gase, because I'm so tired of hearing goddamn excuses for injuries and this and that and woe is me. No. Here's the deal. You have enough talent to compete week in and week out the next 3 weeks. I don't care if the Ravens are good. I don't care if it's a short week. I don't care. Joe, I do not want to hear excuses why they get blown out Thursday night. I don't want to hear it. Furthermore, and this is the most important goddamn thing for the next 3 weeks, I do not want to see Sam Darnold seeing ghosts, running scared, battered and beaten, demoralized, throwing balls in the air like he don't care. Joe, the next 3 weeks, to me, in my personal opinion, make or break Sam Darnold, and they make or break Adam Gase. Because these three defenses will beat the snot out of you. And if you act scared and play scared, that is your blueprint to beat the New York Jets. And it's already out there on Sam Darnold, and he's got to quiet it. Because right now, they even said in the broadcast, if you blitz him and hit him, he gets scared. He gets skittish. He starts making bad throws. He gets erratic. Then he throws interceptions. The next 3 weeks, Joe, if we see that week in and week out, not only is Gase in trouble, Darnold's in trouble. Because now you have a blueprint to beat him. And that's the problem. So, dude, they got to get their act together, and I'm disgusted. I'm fed up with it. Like, you're going to alienate Bell. The trickle down of keeping Adam Gase now and the way the Jets, as an organization, including Joe Douglas, are handling this, dude, this is going to set us back years. Nobody's going to want to come here. Nobody's going to want to play here. And furthermore, you're going to have this moron scaring away talent, which sends us back even more, dude. Either that or you have to overpay people, which is even worse.
Exactly.
Train wreck.
And you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy is I remember when Adam Gase was first brought here, and I said the scariest thing about just hiring him as a head coach is he's crazy and he's going to try to take over. I remember people laughing at me when I said he would rip this team apart because I know who Adam Gase is. I do. Let me tell you something. This is going the exact same way that it did in Miami. He walked in there and did the same thing. He started getting rid of all the players. First off, he got all the power like he has here. Because if he didn't have any power, Joe Douglas would walk into his office and say, what the hell is wrong with you? We have issues here. We still got it. Le'Veon Bell is our best offensive weapon, hands down, without a shadow of a doubt. He's our best running back, and he's our best wide receiver. And no one can argue that. He is. So anytime Joe Douglas should be walking into this office anytime and every time that he gets a chance of saying, you need to feature Bell now, offensively, period. But that's not happening. Not only is it not happening, it's happening in a complete different way, where we're not using Bell at all, and he's doing whatever. And now the stories are leaking about how Le'Veon, he's going to be traded in the offseason. What could you get for Le'Veon Bell? The Jets are going to be looking to move on from Le'Veon Bell. We're starting to see those stories moving around. So Gase is going to get his way and get him out of here. Adam Gase has full control of this franchise. He has full control of this franchise. And I'm going to keep saying that until somebody listens to me. He has full control of this franchise. That is a scary thought. And what's even scarier is when you say things like it's a make or break for Sam Darnold, then you setting Sam up for failure. Because he's going to get broken.
Dude, tell me it's not. Joe, the next 3 weeks, Joe, these defenses, the worst thing you want to see Thursday night is that kid on the sidelines looking just like, what in the hell is going on? Because guess what's going to happen? His footwork goes to hell. His fundamentals go to hell. His game goes to hell. And we are in big trouble. Because guess what? Everybody is going to do the same thing. And, Joe, we see how many quarterbacks. We see other quarterbacks. All you got to do is hit him and knock him around. And this is a young quarterback. This is where he's the most impressionable. This is when he's supposed to develop and learn. If he can't overcome the next 3 weeks and put together a competent game plan where he's not getting killed and not just running for his life scared, We are in such trouble, dude. Seriously, so much trouble.
Because
all they're going to do, especially if Bell is playing, what they're going to do? They're going to stop Bell. He'll get his 7 or 8 carries. They're going to sell out to stop the run. Say, Sam, beat us with your arm while we're smacking you in the face. It's coming, dude. This is so predictable. It's sickening.
That's why I'm saying you're setting them up for failure because he's being coached by Adam Gase. He doesn't come up with his own game plan. As a matter of fact, it took him going to Gase's offense to even get the offense to do anything. He was the one that went in there and said, listen, dude, your system sucks. We need to make a change.
But there's a bigger problem, Joe. There's a bigger problem. And here's the biggest problem out of all of this. Yes, I'm going to tell you, I'm honestly scared about the direction of this team, and I'm scared for the career of Sam Darnold because the New York Jets as an organization have accepted losing, and they're justifying losing, and they're already accepting defeat on Thursday. And you know why? Because their puppet, Brian Costello, is already, the Jets have so many injuries. I don't think they can even field a team on Thursday. I don't know how they're going to do it. Instead of rallying the troops, say, listen, you know what, we're going to go toe-to-toe, and we're going to give our best effort. It seems like this organization is already accepted defeat, and it's like, woe is me. Listen, man, we're going to give our best, but we don't expect much, and this is what's just going to happen. Dude, this is the culture. We want the culture change. It's changed, dude. You know what it's changed to? We're accepting and justifying losses. We accept it now. It's part of our DNA. This is what we do. We have already justified losses the next 3 weeks because, sorry, guys, we had too many injuries. These teams are too good. We just can't do it. That's the culture change, Joe. We're done. That's it. We've accomplished something this year.
Yeah, you're completely right. But the thing that blows my mind the most is, and you touched on it with Sam, this was supposed to be the year. The entire reason that Adam Gase was brought in here was to develop Sam Darnold. That was the whole big sticking point. He's done more harm to Sam than anything else. And I understand why people are saying, look, these next 3 games, we need to see something out of him. Dude, you cannot expect Sam to go out there and work magic with this offensive coordinator that he has. Adam Gase does not have a track record of grooming or maturing any quarterbacks. As a matter of fact, guys like Ryan Tannehill are getting better after they get away from Adam Gase. There's other guys that have gotten better after they got away from him. He doesn't have a track record of building or molding young QBs into being anything. You're setting Sam up for failure. We are actively destroying a young quarterback here. That's what we're doing. We're ridding him of weapons, of offensive talent. We're getting rid of Le'Veon Bell this offseason. Let's not also forget that there's rumors floating out there, which it was already happening. We're getting rid of we're getting rid of Adams as well. We're getting ready to get rid of his ass too. Don't forget that. But we're getting rid of his offensive weapons. We're putting him in the hands of a guy that is completely incompetent. He's an incompetent offensive coordinator. Has no clue what he's doing. He's been thoroughly out-coached by many coaches this year. We got beat by an 0-11 team. Got completely destroyed by a rookie head coach this year.
Almost twice.
The future of this franchise is bleak because what's happening now, and I'm going to keep saying this, Adam Gase is in control, and he's going to have full control of this franchise going forward, and they're going to build the team in his image, dude. And we're going to have a bunch of bums in here, a bunch of Gase guys, like he did in Miami when he destroyed that franchise. People need to start listening to me, dude. I've been screaming this for forever. He's going to destroy this place. Even look at the deal with Le'Veon. You know what happened? Le'Veon went on his podcast and he started to talk about it. He started to talk about how he's not getting as many. Yeah, no, I don't, because it's factual. It's the truth. We talk about it on a weekly basis. He's not getting as many carries as he should get. He called it not getting as many opportunities as he'd like. All these things. That's where I think Gase really had to lay into it. He had to, because the truth is what the truth is. You give the guy 10 carries in that game. It's ridiculous. This is crazy, man. And what we're doing, we're really going to completely destroy this team going forward. He's going to get rid of all the talented guys that we have on this team, just like he did in Miami, and we're going to be an absolute train wreck. This guy has no clue what he's doing, and it doesn't matter. It don't matter if he loses all the rest of the games this season. He's going to be here in 2020 because we've already been told that. Already.
Dude, it's crazy. It's the thing is, you know what the worst thing is? Joe, there's a part of me, and listen, I hate the Dolphins. I truly, truly hate the Dolphins, and I'm so glad the Jets won. A part of me wanted Thicken to miss that field goal to expose all the things that actually went wrong in this game, because it's just his handling, the time management, the play calling, so many things went wrong. And the one thing you got to keep in mind, and this is, if you go on our YouTube channel, Let's Talk Jets Radio, if I get one more goddamn message telling me this is a first-year head coach, no, it's not. He coached in Miami. It's his first year here. It's his first year here, but he's an experienced head coach. Game management, time management, roster management. There are no excuses for this anymore. None. If you can't figure out that a 44-yard field goal is pretty goddamn long, and you mail it in a running play where you lose yards, or you're just, dude, the clock management, it was all horrendous. It's a part of me said, you know what, the worst, and I've said it for as long as I've been doing this show, winning is the ultimate deodorant. A part of me wishes he missed that field goal, Joe, because you know how many things would have been exposed? Do you know how many things would have been exposed if they missed that kick? Including Sam Darnold taking a terrible sack, which is game management on his part. And now you go into 3 games against upper echelon teams where every flaw, every mistake you make is going to be exponentiated. Like, they are going to blow it in your face. So now Adam Gase has to show us something. And I don't. And Joe, I'm not going to be. This isn't just being dramatic or nothing like that. I am legitimately worried about Sam Darnold in the next 3 games, because the last thing you want to do is go into 2020 with this kid coming off 3 dreadful games. If he survives all 3 of them, if he stays healthy, and just not knowing what he is. Because we wanted to see this huge step forward for Sam Darnold, and we haven't seen it. That Dolphin game was not pretty. He missed wide open receivers. He made a lot of mistakes. Yep. He made a couple great throws, but you need better than that by now. This is the end of year 2. We're going into year 3. This big leap has to happen, and it hasn't happened yet, and you got 3 more games. So either he puts up or shuts up, both of these guys, against top-level defenses. And dude, I'm just like, man, I didn't think we'd be here, but the way he's handling it now and the way he's handling Bell, it's like you can see. And what's going to happen, Joe, what did we say about we said about 2 weeks ago he said this. Towards the end of the season, the last 3 or 4 games, all the words will start coming out of the locker room. All the words will start being spoken. And what happened? Le'Veon Bell. I don't blame him at all, dude, because you know what? He has been picked on and nagged at by Adam Gase all season long. He's a prideful player, a very successful player. He's playing, you know what? F you, dude. I'm done with this. Yeah. I'm done being embarrassed. I'm done being insulted. You want to play this game? I'll play the same media game. And good for him. He should do it. So he's in the right. Everybody with any kind of football mind knows the Jets are screwing the pooch here. We all know it. So I don't blame Bell for speaking out, dude. He's been a role model this far. He probably knows he's going to get traded. He's like, you know what? On my way out, I'm going to say my piece. And good for him.
Yeah, look, and that, again, that could reverberate straight into that locker room. Because I know that there's guys that want him here. There's lots of guys in that locker room that know that this team is better with him on it. So if he gets treated this way and he ends up going at the end of the season, what do you think is going to happen in there? You're going to have players that are going to be extremely upset with the direction of this football team. And they're going to start speaking out. That, again,
from a coach accomplished
just like
nothing.
He did in Miami. Yeah,
he's accomplished nothing. Like, what? But I don't understand this. Like, where is this resume that says, you know what? How does Chris Johnson and Joe Douglas be like, you know what? At least this guy's accomplished successfully. He's been successful somewhere else, the head coach. So we know his program works. We know what he does works. Where the hell is that at? Like, where are these laurels we're all resting on that gives you this blind faith? Like, where does it come from?
You're talking about Chris Johnson, an owner that's completely cool. He doesn't give a damn.
Well,
and it's obvious that he don't care.
Then?
Joe Douglas was hired by Adam
Or he's a puppet. Yeah, he's a puppet.
What do you think this is?
Wonderful.
Like, we talk about
I just can't take it today.
What do you think this is? What do you think? It's obvious here what's going on here. The fact that he's allowed to do the things that he's doing, and this GM cannot go in there and shut this down, and Le'Veon Bell can't be force-fed through this GM's word, that just tells you all you need to know. As a matter of fact, they're devaluing Le'Veon Bell as the season goes on.
They are.
This whole rift, this
sure
whole thing, I wanted to get into that. I mean, we can, look, the Jets, this entire front office is full of idiots. And it starts with Chris Johnson. He's a complete idiotic owner, him and his brother, incompetent. But look at what we're doing, not just to Le'Veon Bell here in the locker room. Now we're ruining his reputation. Look what we're doing for him on the trade market. So even if we do try to get rid of him, who the hell is going to want a player that you yourself is saying is a me guy? A guy that you're trying to paint a story. Right now, they are actively trying to paint a story that he would rather go bold and play football. That's literally what the narrative is. That's what they're saying. Instead of being there with his teammates and, being on the sidelines and cheering his team on, even if he couldn't play, he'd rather go bold. They're trying to repaint the narrative that he had before he got here. And he disproved all of those things when he got here. He had guys speaking up for him from the past team he was on, saying that that's not the guy who he was. Who is going to trade for that? Outside of the numbers, look at the production. Look at the lack of production.
You know what's going to be even worse, Joe? You know what's going to be even worse? And this is going to – I'm just going to be – you already know what's going to happen. They're going to make a trade for like a third or fourth round pick, conditional pick, and
my God,
if that's not bad – no, but watch. And if it's not bad enough, they're going to eat some salary just to make the trade. And I will blow a complete gasket. Because Adam Gase wants him out here so bad. They're going to do something like that. And this is the point that I tried to make last week, and I don't think it came through, but I really don't care, is at some point, Joe Douglas has to say, you know what, what's best for your organization is not what you're doing. So why can't you as a head coach, or Joe Douglas goes Chris Johnson, why isn't this head coach adjusting his system to this player? You can't put like a square peg in a round hole here. And they're allowing it to happen. Like they're all allowing this to happen. There's no voice of reason. The voice of reason is one voice, Adam Gase. That's it. And the way, listen, I love Bilal Powell, and I'm an enormous Bilal Powell. He's one of my favorite players of all time for the Jets. He's been on the show. I love the guy. I love seeing him get the carries and everything else. And I was sitting there, I'm like, this is the ultimate smack in the face of what a great player. Like, Le'Veon Bell, and the thing is, the players sat there and be like, dude, we're really this petty? Like, this is exactly how we're going to handle this? Dude, it's insane. It's laughable. This goes back when Rex Ryan did it, when they questioned Rex Ryan about not running the ball enough. He ran it like 80 times and threw it like 6 in one game. This is the same thing. It's like having an infant coaching your team, like a little spoiled brat that has to get his way and prove himself. It's insane. How do you and Joe? I keep going back to it. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. I'm sorry, but how do you, as an owner, of a billion-dollar corporation, you're an owner of one of 32 teams, you sit here and watch your head coach act like a baby, a goddamn baby, and say, "This is cool. Hey, you know what? This is the way we roll, man. This is the way we roll. We're going to just show Le'Veon Bell who he is, and then we're going to trade him." And that's cool. You want to disparage a Hall of Fame caliber player. For what? Based on what? And based on whose resume? Adam Gase has accomplished nothing in the NFL. This is crazy. And Joe, just
what's even crazy?
Full circle, you're now handing this guy, this mad scientist who's pissing off everybody in the locker room, you're handing him, his quarterback, 3 very difficult defenses to end the season, where you can actually make or break your young quarterback. Because Joe, it's going to happen, dude. If he flounders the next 3 weeks, what is your off-season story? We don't know what Sam Darnold is, and that's the one thing we can't afford.
You know what's crazy, and I said this earlier, and I don't know. I'm going to try to really drive this home about how much Chris Johnson does not give a damn about this team. I always tell people, if you do not learn from history, you are doomed to repeat it. This is literally history repeating itself. Everything that we just talked about, how he deals with players, how he's trying to get rid of players, this is all stuff that he did in Miami. He literally has a track record of doing exactly what he's doing right now. He also has a track record of being unsuccessful at doing what he's doing right now. He took that team straight to the dumpster, and it became a complete dumpster fire there. We're already seeing the red flags right now. We're seeing it. He is completely misusing one of the best players in all of football. You call him a Hall of Famer. There's many fans that call him a Hall of Famer as well. You look at his numbers. He's got Hall of Fame numbers. He can't figure out how to use him, which is unbelievable. I don't even understand how you could not figure out how to use Le'Veon Bell. How do you not figure out how to utilize him if you're the offensive genius? He does everything. Not only that, but we're completely trying to destroy him in the media too, and that's behind you as well. Yep. How are you guys letting this happen? How is this happening?
Take flight.
Why? I don't understand this. Like, what is it that you're seeing that we have not seen before? That's why I said earlier, I said a couple of weeks ago, that the Jets failed an open book test. It's because everything that you needed to know about Adam Gase, from top to bottom, X and O's, the way he deals with players, his results, if his scheme actually worked, all of that was on Front Street. We didn't have to send some private investigator or investing. You could have literally have watched tape and seen all the things that I was telling you guys about. You could have. There was buku players from the Dolphins that would tell you exactly what the problem there was with Adam Gase. Stephen Ross himself had came out and said things. The fan base came out and said things. Hell, there were players that weren't even on the team anymore that were coming out and still saying things. So what exactly is going? Why can't we see what's happening here? I don't understand this. This is Adam Gase being Adam Gase. He is petty. He is egotistical. He's a nut job. He is volatile. And now, aside from Le'Veon Bell and Jamal Adams, they're going to be getting rid of him. He's destroying your franchise quarterback. You're seeing that. You're seeing that your franchise quarterback, what is he, like 22 or 23 now? He's having to coach him. He's having to go into his office and tell him this doesn't work. But he's the offensive genius. He has to correct you. It should be the other way around. The coach should be the one to help Sam out of funks, out of down spots. He should be the one to help Sam through tough times. It shouldn't be the other way around. He should be there when Sam can't figure things out. He should be the one sitting down next to Sam on the bench, figuring things out, clearing his mind, and seeing what's going on out there, what's really happening. It's completely the other way around. If Sam Darnold doesn't figure out how to make the offense work, the offense won't work. And we've seen it. That Dolphins game, which, look, like I said, and I'll keep saying, I will take a W any day over an L. I don't give a damn who it is, especially if it's the Dolphins. I'll take it. But if you didn't see what was going on in that game offensively, his time management was terrible. The offensive game plan was garbage. The way he set up that last drive was trash. He literally just played for a field goal. He didn't try to throw the ball downfield. It was like a 40-something yard field goal. Didn't try to press to make it a shorter distance. Like thinking it's just some 40-yard kicker. He can just do that. Why not press to keep scoring? Where's the edge? Where's the competitive nature and spirit? Where's the we're going to go get him? We're going to take this drive and take care of business. No, I just played for a field goal. Let me just be cautious here. Dude, that's who Adam Gase is, man. I'm telling y'all, I've told y'all 1,000 times, this is who he is. And he's been given full control of our franchise, complete carte blanche, and he's going to continue to move forward with complete control of this franchise as well. This is scary times. All right, I'm telling you.
What we're going to do now is we're going to just change the topic a little bit here. As everybody knows, the holidays are coming up, and there's a really, really cool thing going on in Jersey City. And first of all, our thoughts and prayers are with the city of Jersey City, as there was a terrible incident there today with the shooting. So thoughts and prayers to everybody out there. I think there was 5 believed to be killed. So a little difficult times in Jersey City. But the Mark V. Lee Toy Drive is something that's phenomenal. We had on Mark last week, talked about it, and toys for kids and everything else. So we're going to bring on Jack Collins. If I could, I think I just lost him. Jack just left us. All right, Joe. Maybe Jack will call back in.
Yeah, he'll come back.
He was on. I just dropped him. But the one really cool thing, though, is the New York Jets actually promoted the toy drive, this fun drive, during the game on Sunday. So we just spent a half hour ripping the Jets. We want to give the Jets credit for that because they just they did actually promote the toy drive and shot a picture of it, which is super cool. So hopefully Jack will call back in. I saw him on hold, but I think he may have just dropped off, so hopefully he calls back in. What should we do, Joe? Should we wait, or should we take a call? What do you want to do?
Yeah, let's get to some callers. He'll call back in. I'm pretty sure he probably lost signal, lost service. So let's get to some callers, man. Let's talk to the people because I want to see what they're thinking about what's going on here because this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy.
All right, we'll go to Shaq. Shaq, what's up, man?
Word? I get first? Yeah. But I'm glad we got the win. but we didn't deserve it. I hate this team. Could you guys tell me about the Le'Veon interview? I have yet to hear it. I have yet to hear that. I have yet to hear what's going on in Jersey City and all types of stuff. So you got to fill me in, Tyson and Joe.
Well, the Le'Veon Bell thing is nothing more. He basically said that he was told he couldn't come in, he couldn't play, couldn't be by the facility. He felt better this Saturday night. He went out bowling with his family. I mean, and he bowled a 251. I mean, this is really a non-story. Like, I mean, the fact that we get to this point where he's got to explain where he was and Jets said it was a bad look and everything else, I really don't care about this. I'm more concerned with how they ran the ball. Yeah, but I'm more focused on what happened on the field. And the fact that they pounded the ball with Bilal Powell and Montgomery, that's like a smack in the face, dude. Like, where was that the last 10
They had like
weeks?
30 attempts, right? Well, not each, but together, right? Wow. Yep. You know, because I said I'm not going to waste my time and watch this garbage game. I said I'm going to watch the Buffalo and Ravens game, so I watched that game instead. That game was pretty sloppy as well, but it was a good game. You know, I watched snippets of the Jets game, and I seen Sam throw the pick. I seen him overthrow a touchdown. I still love Sam, but he played terrible. He was horrible. Yeah. He played very, very, shaky. He made up for it with a couple throws, and that sack was pure stupid. But to be honest, I don't even blame him for that. I blame really Adam Gase on that one. Like, why are you even throwing the ball anyway? If I was Sam, I would have just changed it, try to run the ball, make it easier for your kicker, because the kicker ain't a guaranteed make anyway. So you might as well try to, make it a little bit simple and get to the line and just run 2 plays instead of just taking a sack. Because we almost lost the game because of it. It was stupid. Talk to me.
Yeah, Shaq. Look, this was, like I said, I'll take a win over a loss any day of the week. But yeah, Champ's play was a little off. Clearly, he missed a lot of open guys. There was just issues. He just seemed like things were just flying around out there, but he did just enough. But a guy that really put in work that day was Robbie Anderson, man. He had a really solid game. I want to get your thoughts on him.
I watched that one.
How he took care of business out there.
Man, I like Robbie, man. I always like Robbie. I just felt like we needed somebody else with him to help him out even more, and because his production, man, the last couple of weeks has been tremendous. And I know he got it. I always knew he had it in him. It's just he's so inconsistent, We should play him at the end of the season and give him some help,
Shaq,
man.
But here's a question for you. There's some reports coming out right now about Robbie Anderson where he could be looking to get $10 or $11 million per year as a wide receiver. What are your thoughts on that? Live show, man. Come on, you're killing it here.
I'm sorry. I'll say pay him, man. I'll say pay him, man. Just draft somebody, man. Just draft a guy.
So Joe,
man.
What do you think, man? Are you ready to pay Robbie Anderson $11 million per to stay?
I don't know about $11 million per. He'll probably be asking for more than that to stay here, especially with Gase.
Oh man,
I think you'd have to look at the market, but I don't. $11 million, that's a lot of money, especially for a guy that is not a number one. He's not. Robbie is. He's really kind of developed into a decent number two. He's got great speed. We all know he takes the top off the defense, but I don't know about $10 or $11 million. I don't know about that.
So, Tyson and Joe, you guys are ready for this debacle on Thursday?
No, Jack, I'm not ready for it. 'Cause you know what? I want to see this team compete. Like, I don't want to see a demoralized and defeated team before they go in there. Why not go in there and give your best effort and see what you have? Have Sam Darnold throw the ball around. Get after it. Show me something. Like, why do we have to go in there and get our asses kicked? Like I'm tired of settling for less. I'm tired of the loser mentality that's been instilled in this organization with excuses of injuries and this and that and woe is me. Go in there and show us something. Go toe-to-toe with them. They're banged up. Why not? You don't have to lose like 40. Make it a 10-point game.
You got to remember who we are. We've been losing for years.
That's not acceptable, man. It's like I don't have to remember anything. Like I want to see more from this team because you know what, Shaq. The biggest concern now is Sam Darnold. Like, first of all, you want to get him out of the game healthy, but you want him functional. You want him productive. Roll him out of the pocket. Throw the ball around. Show us something. Because if he goes backwards the next 3 weeks, you're going to have an entire offseason of questions. And that's the last thing this organization needs.
Oh, man. Well, I'm ready to get our head beat in. Can I say a prediction?
Night, man.
Hey, hold on.
Sure,
Can I say a prediction?
Go ahead. Prediction. Go ahead.
50-10. Get rid of me. 50-10 rating. Get me out of here, Tyson.
Damn.
Terrible. All right, we're going to go to where the hell? My screen's all screwed up right now. I'm not really. Oh, wait, hold on, Joe. We have a caller that's going to defend Adam Gase. This caller has to be next. I'm not sure if this is a prank call or not. This very well could be a prank caller. I have no idea. But we're going to go to TJ in Atlanta. I got to hear this one. TJ, what's up, man?
What's going on?
How are you possibly defending Adam Gase?
Okay, look. I have a whole lot of reasons why, okay? First of all, I hear all these fake Jets fans, that's right, fake Jets fans that have no faith, no potential. They don't even see the potential Adam Gase has because with Adam Gase being a true, I'm not going to call him an offensive guru. I'm not going to give him that much, praise. But him being very profound of running offense, I give him that because he can work with Sam. Him and Sam had they had a little brief talk in the mid-season saying that what they
Sam
like,
is better under Jeremy Bates.
I'm sorry, what?
Sam was better last year under Jeremy Bates than he is this year.
Okay, but you have to factor in he's still a young quarterback. He's still not professionally profound of a defense. See, let's take that game where he went against the Patriots. Okay, with Bill being very experienced running a defense, of course he's going to heat up Sam, because he's not reading the defense. He's still young. He doesn't know how to read a defense. So I say,
but the Jets didn't adjust
still
though.
Work with him. Huh?
But Adam Gase didn't adjust his offense though when Sam was seeing the same blitz package over and over and they couldn't stop it.
Because Adam Gase has so much potential in the offensive line, and we know our offensive line is pure crap. We know that, okay?
If he knows the offensive line is pure crap, then why does he keep running plays that take so long to develop? Why was he doing that?
He trusts in his quarterback to make a play. He trusted.
But if you know that the offensive line is bad, why would you continue to put them in positions to fail? How can he trust his quarterback if his quarterback is getting lit up, just like he did against the Patriots, just like he was doing earlier in the season? Because Sam has been taking shots all year long.
That's where you want the quarterback to come in and try to make a hot route. If Sam is not in touch with his wide receivers, then that stuff is going to happen. That stuff is going to happen to where your quarterback can easily get sacked right off the edge with a safety blitz or a corner blitz. See, Adam Gase, that's where Adam Gase also has to come in and talk to his quarterback and his wide receivers at the same time and get more one-on-ones in at practice and 7-on-7 situations and more team situations at practice. You can't just be lazy.
But I got to ask, why do you have so much faith in Gase? What has he accomplished exactly to make you have this much confidence in him?
Well, what I'm seeing is, okay, let's go back to when Rex Ryan was the coach and he had Mark Sanchez at his quarterback at the quarterback position.
Let's just go back to last year. Last year, Sam Darnold was in the NFL. He's playing better last year with a lesser offensive line, lesser receivers, lesser talent around him, and a different coordinator. So tell me why you have faith in Gase this year when you can make an argument Sam Darnold's gone backwards this year.
Because, like I said, he has that true offensive potential. Look. I say this. When it comes draft time, I guarantee if Adam Gase and Joe Douglas, in that room, in the draft room, if they get Sam an offensive line, I guarantee you we will go 3-0 our first game. I'm calling it. I'm calling the next season. We will go 3-0. All this man Sam Darnold needs is an offensive line. And you got to think about it. Also, this is hold on. This is Adam Gase's first season as the Jets head coach. It's not going to happen in all one season.
Okay. So then it's his first year as the Jets head coach. Can you please explain to me the last drive of the Miami Dolphin game where he grossly mishandled the time and game trying to win the game? That 2-minute drill was a joke. Tell me as a veteran head coach.
You know why it was a joke?
As a veteran head coach, how is that excusable?
He does not have an offensive line. He doesn't have an offensive line to fit his team.
Dude, hold on. Ball. He settled for a 44-yard field goal. You know what you do? You throw a 10-yard sideline route and get 10 more yards.
Why would you try?
It's very simple.
Why would you try to throw the ball when you have no offensive line to protect your quarterback? That doesn't make any sense.
They were throwing the ball all day. Robbie Anderson had over 100 yards receiving.
We were basically throwing rollouts. We're throwing rollout passes, which fit Sam Darnold's offensive.
Oh my God! I cannot disagree more with this. I could not disagree more. The way they handle the end of the game is embarrassing for a coach. How do you settle for a 44-yard field goal? That's a 44-yard field goal when you can easily get 10 more yards, if not more, on a quick pass. It's not hard to do. Teams actually expect it.
Okay, if that's what they're expecting, then why do that? Why do that? Why do that when you don't have the offensive? Why do that when you don't have the O-line talent? Why do that when you don't have the O-line talent? That doesn't make any sense.
If you don't have the O-line talent, if you're sitting here telling me, and clearly we know that our offensive line has issues, then why don't you change up your offensive scheme to fit the offensive talent that you have, the personnel that you have? How do you sit here and
He did.
No, he didn't.
He didn't.
You want to know why he didn't?
Why? Okay,
because let me tell you why. There's a big piece here, an elite talent called Le'Veon Bell. He completely mishandles him, misuses him the entire year. We don't have a player on this offensive
line. The
no,
offensive line. So what's he going to do? You're just going to keep running the ball up the middle when the offensive line can't get any push? That doesn't make any sense.
What I'm saying is,
run it to the outside.
You can run it. Hold on. You can run it to the outside. You can also, put him in the slot where he was extremely successful throughout his career. You would need to have an offensive line. The guy can get open. He's refusing to use him. As a matter of fact, running him up the middle or running any of these guys up the middle is completely misusing him as well, because that's where we're at our weakest, is our guard and center.
Of course. So you're proving my point.
So what are you talking about? How do you – No, you're proving my point that Adam Gase is not a good offensive coordinator. You don't understand that. We don't have an offensive line, but we have offense. But do you realize? You know we have a bad offensive line, so why do we have a pass-happy offense? Why aren't we more balanced? Why haven't we been more balanced all season?
Balanced.
No, we are not.
We haven't been balanced all
the games.
I have been watching the game.
You are a troll, sir.
I'm not.
Have a good night, man. I'm done. I'm done with him, Joe. I can't take it anymore. I'm sorry. That's just insanity. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't take it anymore.
I don't feed the trolls, all right? Look, I love the trolls. I don't feed the trolls, though. If you're sitting here saying that we have a balanced offense, then you don't watch the games. There's no way you can watch the games and say that we have a balanced offense and that he's using guys correctly within the offensive scheme. That's crazy. That's why I was
Joe, the end of the game. Joe, the end of the game. The end of the game, he mailed it in. He was happy with a 44-yard field goal. And, dude, it's a very simple 10-yard pass. Dude, how many times you see a quick sideline route? Get in, get out, catch the ball, get out of bounds, 10 more yards, kick the field goal. This isn't hard. Okay. You don't run the ball, fall down, lose yards, and kick the field goal. What we're going to do is we're going to go back to our guest. That last caller, dude. I'm just going to save my comments. I'm not even going to say it. That's just insanity, man. Okay. So what we mentioned earlier, the Mark V. Lee Toy Drive, a phenomenal initiative by the Jersey City Fire Department. They do excellent things, especially for the kids. So we're going to bring on Jack Collins.
That's correct. Yeah.
Jack, what's up, man?
Hey, how you doing, guys? How are you?
How you doing, man?
Well, good. Well, first of all, thank you. First of all, breathe. I'm not a troll. I promise. Breathe.
Jack. You know what's funny? What's funny is when Mark called in last week, I was on a rampage, and he's like, "Dude, you got to relax."
No,
man.
not
Breathe.
you. Come on, no way. Get out of here.
So, Jack, if you can, give us some background on the Mark V. Lee Toy Drive.
All right, so Jersey City is the second, soon-to-be first largest city in New Jersey. We're a pretty good mid-sized city. We have a lot of citizens. And a while back, it's got to be close to 30 years ago now, Mark's father, Captain Mark Lee, who is his nickname amongst us is the Legend. He's one of those guys, a man's man. They fought tough fires in the 80s, and what he was seeing was in the rougher neighborhoods of Jersey that the kids they didn't have toys. They just weren't having Christmas. And so him and a couple of his buddies started this toy drive to just basically try to give some kids a good moment on Christmas. And unfortunately, we lost the captain a little ways back. But his son Mark and his wife and his family have taken up the mantle, and the job they do. I'm just, I'm humbled to say that they're my friends. That I know people who do this for others. They must help close to 7,000-8,000 kids at Christmas now, just through their little family operation of getting people to donate, wrapping them, packaging them, getting them out where they need to go. Mark he's Santa all year round. I've heard stories and I've seen even where the family is giving toys to kids, some that's left over. When a kid has, you hear about a kid getting a bike stolen and Mark showing up an hour later with a bike for the kid. The toy drive is all part of that. It's just that good feeling and that wanting to give back to the community that Mark and his family have been doing, and his father started, 25, 30 years ago probably now.
Jack, listen, I want to welcome you to the show, man. I don't see controls, dude, so I'm moving forward. You know what I'm saying? But
you have a very serious voice. I can hear
it. Listen. I want to know, what is the best memory you have of working with the toy drive?
I have a few. One is just going around doing something good with my fellow firefighters. The nights leading up to when they do the, I believe last Saturday was the big wrap. I'm on sick leave right now. I had hip surgery, so I wasn't able to be there for that. But I believe it was last Saturday. So you're trying to get all the toys, and then you're going around Jersey City. A couple of guys just trying to help Mark out because it's not, it's a family run thing. Like you just get people to help every day. Whoever's got a truck and some free hands. And Mark is such a good person. His family's such good people that everybody wants to help. You want to be a part of this. It makes you want to do something, give back. And as firefighters, we're lucky we're part of the community. We see the people, so you really know it hits home. I'm born and raised here, so I've been through the thinner times. And we would go around collecting toys, and it's just, it was snowing, and it was a crazy day. And it was all of us big, giant, knuckleheaded children, adult children running around in Santa hats trying to collect toys. And, you've seen the who want to come down and make sure that, they give you the toys because they want to be a part of it too. And then you get to see the kids when they get the toys. And I don't know, that wasn't really one memory, but that's just a collection of them, and if you realize that, the Lee family in this drive does that, thousands of times over every year, and you realize how important it is to some people both to give as well as to receive, for the kids to receive these toys and to help these families help their kids have a good Christmas. There are tough times going on right now, and people need help wherever they can get them.
Now, Jack, what is the biggest challenge in terms of spreading the word about this toy drive?
It's always, and Mark probably spoke to this a lot better than I could, but I find out always afterwards that people always like, oh, I wish I knew. And it's like, man, how'd you not know? We tried to put it everywhere, But it's the biggest challenge is just either people know or there are others, other events and things going on, and people have their own lives. And my favorite holiday is Thanksgiving because it's like Christmas without the presents. You don't have to think about what people need. You just get together with your family. But Christmas, especially for the kids, is a very important time. And a lot of people get wound up or caught up in their own stuff. And then afterwards, they realize, oh, man, I missed it. And you believe them because people generally are good. They always wish they'd heard about it sooner. So we just try to do everything we can to help Mark and his family get the word out because it's that important to our community.
Jack, how can our listeners get involved with the toy drive? I don't know, donate their time, donate money, or even donate toys. Where can they go? What can they do?
If you are near Jersey City, you can drop toys, anything off at any of the firehouses, and we'll make sure the family gets it. They can get to where it needs to go. If someone is out there, and doesn't live in New Jersey and wants to mail in a monetary donation, you can mail it to the Jersey City Fire Department headquarters, just so people can feel a little more at ease. It's not a money grab. It's a legit thing, and if you can't get us a toy, you can send it to the Jersey City Fire Department's headquarters, which is at 465 Marin Boulevard in Jersey City, New Jersey, and I think it's 07310. And what they do is with the monetary donations, my understanding is they go out and buy more toys, and they buy gift cards, and they buy if a family has a tough time around Christmas, they'll buy them a supermarket card so they can put some food on the table with those toys. I know personally that no one takes a dime from this. It all goes right back out to the community, and so if you can't drop something off at a local firehouse, you can mail something in, and Mark and his family will make sure that it gets put to good use.
Awesome. Now, Jack, rumor has it you're actually a Jets fan too. Is that correct?
Yeah, I am. My grandfather will kill me, but I'm a Jets fan. Yeah, he was a Giants fan. We were a divided house. I started off as a kid as a Giants fan, but as I've gotten older, my practicalities and I think just my overall personality brings me to the Jets a lot more.
So what are your thoughts on Adam Gase, man, in this season?
It's tough because they don't have the perfect mix, so to speak, where you have a lot of things that are reliable. So you have the unknowns that can factor into it. On top of the fact that he's young, I think that he has gotten away from some things, like you were talking about earlier about a balanced attack. They're not, and you're putting a lot on a young quarterback who, he's a USC quarterback. They always come out with all the acclaim. Some of them are great, some are good, and some need a little work. And I think that Darnold is a great quarterback, but he was prone to make some mistakes in college. So why would you think it would be different in the pros? So I think, Adam Gase needs to bring him along a little more, give him some security. And I think they tried to do that with Le'Veon. Bilal Powell has always been solid for that. He has good weapons, but I think that you gotta get him a little more comfortable because when he's good, he's great. But when he's bad, it can be really bad and really fast, And so I think Gase needs to mature a little more as a coach as well.
So are you okay with him coming back next year as the head coach?
I mean, there's always the question of who do you replace with. I think you guys ask me this every year. You ask me if we should get rid of the head coach.
At least we're consistent, man. We're
no, it's like you guys are throwing me a softball. I really appreciate it. I can answer this one. You always play that game of who you gonna get. Robert Brown's great coach is out there now. But sure as hell more Jason Barrett. I'm sure how beleaguered that team is. Thank the Lord, because I can't stand them. But it's a matter of who are you going to get. Who are your key players comfortable with? Is Darnold comfortable with Adam Gase? Is he? Do you feel like do you feel like there's some room to grow there? Another season might help you figure that out a little more because they're both going to grow, along with everyone else around them. Hopefully, staying a little healthy and putting it together.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I know, but who's out there, right? I know, I almost trolled you right there. I'm sorry, I almost did. I poked my head out from under the bridge for a second. I apologize.
It's the holiday season. We want to promote the fund drive, everything else. We're keeping it all positive. So one more time, give out all the best ways for everybody to get involved and donate toys.
Well, as I said, if you're anywhere near Jersey City and you can take a trip in or know someone who has to do the commute in, either to further the commute on to work or whatever, you can drop off a toy or a donation at any firehouse. All you do is literally knock on the door. We'll answer the door, and they'll know exactly where it needs to go. If you're out of state and you want to help us out, you want to help out the kids of Jersey City, who, trust me, they need it. They have a, it's not all good days here, and they could use a nice Christmas. You can mail something to the Jersey City Fire Department, and that's at 465 Marin, Marin Boulevard, in Jersey City, New Jersey. The zip code 073, I believe it's 10. Or But if it's got that address on it, the post office will find its way, and that donation will go to getting toys and other great things for families for the holidays.
Awesome. Well, Jack, first of all, thank you for joining us tonight. Speedy recovery, and I hope you and your family have a great holiday.
Thank you to you guys. Every year you guys come through for us and give us another platform, and the Lee family another platform to get this out there, and you guys are great, and we're really grateful. Thank you very much.
No problem, man. Have a great night.
You too, guys. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Joe, it's funny. I just sent a tweet out to Mark. I'm like, he called in last week, and I think he was actually scared of us. He's like, holy cow. He's like, that was 30 minutes of chaos. And then poor Jack calls in. It's just another 15 minutes of nonsense. They probably think we're lunatics, man.
Hey, they probably do. They probably do think we're crazy. I mean, we are crazy, though, aren't we? I mean, we're Jets fans. Who the hell, with any kind of logic, would love this football team the way we love them, the way our listeners love them? Even Jack, he loves them as well. We've all got to be nuts. But, the thing we're crazier about is kids. Making sure that they have a good Christmas, making sure that they're getting gifts. Listen, every single one of our listeners, get involved with the Mark V. Lee Toy Drive. That's what we're crazy about. We're crazy about making sure that these kids have a good Christmas, great holidays, and have a smile on their face, man. So do whatever you can. Again, get a toy, go by a Jersey City Fire Department and drop it off. If you can't, go ahead and give you a little bit of money here and there. It'll help as well. They go get toys. And again, it impacts the local kids. You see the toys go directly into their hands. They put them all over their social media as well. So again, everyone get involved with the Mark V. Lee Toy Drive any way you can.
Yeah, and like I said, if you follow those guys, I mean, I'm friends with Mark, and you see all this stuff on Instagram and Facebook and everything else. They show pictures of everything. You see real life, real-time pictures of them handing out. Like, this is no scam, no nonsense. I mean, they put a lot of pride in this. Like I said, it's about Mark's father. So please, if you can, anything you could donate, drop off, stuff like that, super cool. And as mentioned earlier, thoughts and prayers to the people of Jersey City, too. A very tragic incident happened earlier today, which is kind of crazy. So shout out to the people over there. And, Joe, we'll go back to the very busy phones, 929-477-2651, Instagram and Twitter, at Talk Jets Radio, YouTube, Let's Talk Jets Radio.
Call in.
And, please call in. If you want to support Gase, knock yourself out. I guarantee it won't go well for you. And
it's a balanced attack, We threw the ball 50 times against the Bengals and I think ran like 17 times or something like that. It's a balanced attack, man. We couldn't even score a touchdown on the Bengals. It's a balanced attack, Tyson. Trolls, you are welcome. Call in. We want to talk to you all. Like you said, 929-477-2651. We want to hear from you.
We're going to go to Mr. NYSF Magazine. Jay, what's up, man?
Oh, God. You guys, it's funny. I could have sworn that you guys were going to bring up this point, but you guys haven't, which I'm excited because now I get to bring it up. Guys, Adam Gase was out there at the end of that game on Sunday. I mean, I'm laughing at this point because it's humorous. Adam Gase is out there at the end of that game on Sunday against the Dolphins, and he recreated a miserable moment in Jets history, one that we will never forget. He handled that situation exactly to a T, like Herm Edwards handled the Doug Bryan end of the Pittsburgh Steelers situation.
He did.
When he brought out,
he did.
He handled the same way.
Absolutely
He took a knee and moved back a couple yards in Pittsburgh, to run time off the clock so that he could bring out Doug Bryan for a 43-yard field goal, which he missed. And I have no doubt in my mind that if this game mattered, if this was a big game, and Adam Gase handled that situation the exact same way, we would be talking today about how Adam Gase blew a playoff game just like Herm Edwards did. Okay? If we can't get this clown out of this freaking stadium and out of Florham Park fast enough, I can't take another game of it. I mean, it's like every week there's another reason. And then, of course, then to make matters worse, I was already pissed about that. The kick goes through, of course it does, because the game didn't matter. But, now on Monday, all of a sudden the story breaks, of course it does, that Le'Veon Bell was bowling on Saturday, as if any Jet fan gives any sort of a crap about that, but we all know what that was. So, dude, Joe, again, I say it every week, you were so right about this guy. Joe should be in charge of hiring the next Jets coach because Joe knew about this. He told us about this in June. He told us about this before training camp started. Don't get excited about the Jets this year. Adam Gase is our coach. We're screwed. He's going to tear this locker room apart. We foreshadowed this. We all said Le'Veon Bell was going to break eventually, that Gase didn't want him around here. Dude, this season was easy to predict, and the craziest thing about it, here's the craziest thing about it. The same jackass owner that was convinced not less than 6 months ago to fork out a huge $50+ million contract to this man is the same one being convinced by the dopey coach that he hired, that he fired his general manager to sign this Le'Veon Bell guy, to retain the coach, and now he's going to run the guy that he paid $50 million out of town to save a few $1 million and not have to fire him. Like, this is so jet-like, you can't even make this stuff up, man. It's the circle of hell as a sports fan, is having Woody and Chris Johnson with, owning a team that Adam Gase is coaching. Because the guy's a mastermind, and he's a fraudster, and these owners are too dumb to realize. And the fans realize, and we're not buying it, but, I mean, my God, dude, this team is the biggest circus and clown show it's ever been. Don't convince me otherwise. I don't want to hear about the 2 years of Rich Kotite. This is worse. The team was better back then than it is now. Spare me the 5 wins. I don't care. We haven't beaten anybody, and this team stinks. And they're the worst coached team in football.
Yeah. And Jay, I want to welcome you to the show again. I love talking to you. You're already bringing the fire. And, hey, look, I'm not a guy that likes to say I told you so. That's not my thing, but I do appreciate you calling in on a weekly basis, letting people know what was said and when. Because I also want to keep people, aware of that as well. Keep your eyes on these beat writers. I want to make that a big point, too. You know what I'm saying? Keep your eyes on these beat writers. Because a lot of these guys I'm watching flip back and forth. And one day they're supporting Gase, the next second they're saying, oh, no, he's the worst coach ever. I'm keeping my eyes on who said what at all times. And again, Jay, I want to thank you for calling in and, spreading the word about what was said when. But I want to get your thoughts on this, Jay. What do you think, what kind of message do you think the handling of Le'Veon Bell sends to other upcoming free agents that we might be interested in?
Yeah, especially after we ship out Jamal Adams. See, the guy, Jamal Adams was a huge proponent of bringing in dogs. He ripped the roster apart after last year. He said, we got no dogs on this team. We got to get some dogs, right? So they go out and they sign Le'Veon Bell, who's one of the biggest dogs in football. Like, this dude is a top 10 NFL talent when he's rolling, and when you have a coach that has a clue of how to use him. He's an offensive coach's dream. He's a running back that's one of the best pass catchers in the league that you can line up as a wide receiver, and our offensive guru, jackass head coach, can't figure out a way to get the ball into that man's hands. And then we're going to jettison him, keep the jackass head coach, and try and get other offensive players to come in here and play with him? I've never seen anything like it. I honestly, this is the crazy... What's crazy to me is that there's some Jet fans out there, like the guy who just called before your guest, that actually defend this stuff. I can't believe it. Who wants to watch another year of this? It's just shocking. I sit there and I argue with these. And I love how you handle that, Joe. I don't think Joe's ever called a person a troll in their life. He's a man of the people. He couldn't take it anymore. You guys cut that man off. Joe's like, I'm done with this guy. That was the best way to handle it, man, because that's what these people are. People who are defending him are just trolling, or they just don't know what's good for them and their team.
Here's my question. This is my big concern, and it's going to be mine for 3 weeks now, is you're playing 3 very good defenses, and you want to end the season on a high note. You want Sam Darnold to show growth. You want to see him developing, but to have this building block for next year. Are you worried that that's not only not going to happen, he's going to regress the next 3 weeks?
Am I worried? I mean, it's the near certainty that's what's going to happen. I'd be shocked if it doesn't. I'm
exactly.
more worried. I'm more worried about, look, I want to see the guy play well, but I'm just more worried about him getting killed. I mean,
exactly.
I'm worried about him getting up back onto his 2 feet at some point in these 3 games. Pittsburgh brings the heat. Baltimore brings the heat. He is going to get, and in Buffalo,
oof.
Oh my God, man! In Buffalo, in negative 10-degree weather, oh my God, I can't even believe what's about to happen to him. Is I'm honestly concerned for him. And you know what makes it even worse, guys? I had to bring this up too. So I'm watching that Eagles-Giants Monday Night Football game last night, and I don't like talking Eagles and Giants on Let's Talk Jets, but it's relevant here, right? So the Eagles, throughout that game, they had no wide receivers entering the game. They had Arcega-Whiteside goes out, leaves with an injury. You got 1 wide receiver on the field, and you have tight ends playing a wide receiver. and you have Josh McCown about to check in and play wide receiver. He was the next guy up off the bench. That's how desperate and terrible that their offensive players were last night, right? Like, they had nothing. They had some guy named Boston something or other running the ball. They had a guy from the practice squad running the ball, and they had Josh McCown about to play wide receiver and tight ends playing wide receiver. And Carson Wentz threw for 300 yards and came back in the second half, and they won the football game. So stop with the damn excuses about the roster. You're reading press clippings for people trying to save this man's job. These are professional players out there. Good coaches can scheme ways to get these guys open, and Adam Gase is not a good head coach. And he is trash, as a matter of fact. And the product you're seeing on the field is a direct result of it. I'm sorry. It just is. And so, that's all I could think watching last night's game. How come Carson Wentz can get it done without, Lane Johnson goes out. He didn't even play the second half. One of their best offensive linemen. They had a backup offensive lineman, a practice squad running back, and some wide receiver that used to play quarterback in college and tight ends playing wide receiver, and then he threw for 300 yards, and they won the game. So that's it.
Okay, it gets better, but it gets better, though. Think about it, but it's more, screw the Eagles, Giants. Look at the Miami Dolphins. They didn't have Devontae Parker or Albert Wilson, and they still came back. How about that?
Yeah. I mean, they went up and down the field. It was the ultimate bend but don't break. We kept giving up field goals. They get in the end zone even once out of those 7 trips. I mean, then you lose the game.
Their 2 best receivers were out.
Listen, I know. I mean, it's what we're seeing out there. The bar has been set so low. People are acting like this is an expansion team, like wins don't matter, and somehow, by some miracle, because the schedule was so damn easy and there was no travel and all that stuff. Like, okay, so we have 5 wins against, mostly complete and utter garbage. Not one team that's even barely decent, except for maybe the Raiders, and spare me the Cowboys with the way they've looked recently. They look awful. Okay, so we haven't beat anybody, and we've managed to put together 5 wins. But I'm telling you, if we played next year's schedule this year, we'd have like 1 or 2 wins. We'd be like, we would be in line for. I mean, are you kidding? Think about it. We played the whole NFC East, and 3 of our wins came from there, from that trash-ass division. If we played the NFC West this year, we'd have 2 wins right now, maybe. So I don't want to hear it anymore, man. Like, dude, if we get another year of this, it's going to set us back. It's already set us back years. But we get rid of this guy now, we can salvage it. You bring this guy back for another year and allow him another year ripping this roster apart and sending this guy there and that guy there. It's going to take 4 or 5 years to get out of it. Darnold will be done with his rookie deal at that point, and we are screwed. And that's why I'm so angry, and that's why I fly airplanes, and that's why I do all the crazy stuff and say all the crazy stuff I do. Because I care about this team. I care about winning and seeing, forget this year, it's over. But I care about next year and the year after and 4 or 5 years down the line. Because you crap away another, couple of years of Sam Darnold's rookie contract, it's over. We have no future. And that's how I feel. So it is what it is, guys.
Jay,
you guys have been so on point. Don't let these guys off the hook tonight, man. Don't let these trolls off the hook they call in supporting Gase, man. You got to let them know, man. You guys created this platform. You got all these people listening. Let them know.
Have a good night, man. Thanks for calling in.
Appreciate you guys, man.
Joe, it's funny. It's like we're trying to be respectful and calm. Last week we both lost our minds. I mean, we both just went off the rails. So we're trying to stay refrained and under control tonight. To this point, we're an hour in. We're still composed. I mean, we're doing all right.
Yeah, I think we're all right, man. I mean, look, this is frustrating times, but we're happy about the win. But man, people are acting like Adam Gase is the second coming of something great. And it's like, what are you folks talking about? First off, I want to thank Jay for calling in. It's always great to talk to him. But I'm telling you, there's, and I've been telling you folks, there's issues here. And we're going to have even more issues coming up because you're about to get rid of 2 of the most talented players on the team. And you guys, for some reason, or there's some people out there that for some reason think that Adam Gase can coach his way out of a paper bag. And that's not happening. I know, Tyson, you're talking about Darnold he needs to really show you something in these next 3 games. Adam Gase needs to show you something in these next 3 games. How confident are you that he's not going to get outcoached in every single one of those games? Because McDermott has outcoached him before. He's not a better coach than Tomlin, and he damn sure ain't a better coach than the Ravens head coach. I'm telling you, you're setting Sam up for failure. If you think Sam will go in there and pull a rabbit out of his hat, you better get it together. If Sam makes it out of that Ravens game alive, that's an accomplishment to me. Have you seen their defense? How they fly around? Man, I'm worried about Sam. Just like Jay said, I'm worried about Sam living through that. I'm hoping he's going to be all right. That's all I care about. I just want to see Sam healthy after that Baltimore game because those dudes take people's heads off.
Yep. So we're going to go. I guess, it's funny, Joe, we're back to I'm getting tweets now that somebody is waiting on hold and it needs to be on the show. I mean, I just don't understand why these tweets keep happening by one single person. It's almost like a demand. I need to be on the show now. I'm waiting, all this stuff. But since he went to the game, I'll give it. I'm in the holiday spirit. I'm trying to stay calm and collected. We're going to bring on Steve. I mean, this is, Merry Christmas, whatever else. Steve, what's up, man?
That's what it's about. Happy holidays.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Doing pretty good, man. How was the game on Sunday?
Well, it was ugly, but we got the W, which is the most important.
Okay, and what are your thoughts about the game plan by Adam Gase on Sunday?
Horrible. Absolutely horrible. I mean, he's lucky that we faced, once again, that Miami team that we gave their first W to back in Week 9. It's just, at least at least he doesn't hide it where he says, okay, my play calls were definitely off, off with the whole thing with Sam and all that stuff. I mean, because there were times in that game where Sam's throws were off, but there were a couple of times where his throws were on money. Like him and Robbie Anderson are having a connection. Sam and Robbie are having that connection again. And now the thing is, the defensive side of the ball, they did play good. However, though, we got to try to just not give up points. I mean, they did a good job by keeping Miami out of the end zone. And even though Miami throughout that game were without Devontae Parker when he was out with the concussion. And then I know Albert Wilson came out in the game, which I forgot what injury he had. But here was the thing. It's just, there has to be a better way that Gase has to coach because, as you said, Tyson, these next 3 games that are coming up, I mean, you got to go to Baltimore on Thursday night, which is a game I'm pretty scared about. Then, you play at home against Pittsburgh, which is another good defense that's led by Mika Fitzpatrick. And then, of course, you got to go up to Buffalo, which could be 5 degrees or below on that last game of the year. And it's just he has to get Sam ready because if he makes Sam look terrible in those last 3 games, it's not going to look good. So, all right, guys, go ahead.
Yeah, and Steve, first off, I want to thank you for calling in. You're bringing the fire right now, and happy holidays to you. Listen, I want to get your thoughts on Bilal Powell getting 19 carries in this game. What kind of message do you think that sent to Le'Veon Bell?
It sends a very, very scary message because those are the kind of things that Adam Gase needs to do to Le'Veon Bell, even if Le'Veon was going to play. But the thing is that it's just the way how he's handling Le'Veon Bell. It's disgusting. Now, the thing about this whole bowling incident that happened, listen, this is just the New York. I mean, listen, the New York media just likes to have the Jets be like that clown circus show. It's like no.
It's not the media, dude. The media was given the story to blow up and make a point out of. The media is desperate for clicks and all that other stuff. That story was given to them. They have an agenda that's been given to them by the Jets to help kind of, bash Le'Veon Bell and paint them in a bad light so they can trade him. Let's just call it what it is. The media is being used as a tool right now by Adam Gase.
And that's not the only story.
That's the way I look at it. I mean, that's the way I look at it.
Absolutely. And that's not the only story that's been leaked, and we've talked about this on this show. There seems to be certain things that are getting in and out. Listen, this is the same media that couldn't figure out if Mike McCagnon was going to be fired. They got out-scooped by a Twitter account and some paper in Virginia. Now, all of a sudden, we're hearing rumblings from inside the organization that the media has now. Why? Does no one think about that? How they're getting these stories so fast and so quick? I'm telling you, start thinking about that. Couldn't figure out if McCagnon was going to be fired, but you can get all kind of leaks now? We all know what's going on. This story was given to them.
Yeah, it's just listen. The thing was, it's just a mess. And listen, I feel bad for what Le'Veon has gone through. And listen, I give Le'Veon Bell, all the credit that he's done in the season. When he doesn't get enough of those reps, and he's been a class act, throughout this whole entire season. I even remember I was on the train ride going back to Secaucus, and I was reading all the stuff through Twitter, and, Le'Veon Bell even said, he was very happy that the Jets did win on Sunday. But, I mean, here was the thing. I wanted to just talk about that last drive, too, of the game. We were so lucky. Now, I will just say that was a pass interference call by that Dolphin player. And we were lucky that play got reviewed and that we got that play called. And the thing is that mentioned to me, I actually became a Jets fan around that 2003-2004 season. And I remembered thinking about that play too. And it did kind of remind me when I was sitting up in the 300 section on Sunday, that Doug Bryan thing, from the Steeler game that Jay just mentioned about when Herm Edwards decided to let the clock go down and let Doug Bryan kick a field goal. That was a tough field goal to make. It was the same thing that Adam Gase did to Sam Pickett. You gave him a 44-yard field goal when you could have tried to maybe give him something a little lighter, like maybe a 34-yarder or a 24-yarder. It was like, come on, you could have made his job easier. But Pickett got the field goal, and that was the most important thing, and we did win the game. But now now we're on a short week, which is something that I really, really, really hate after Sundays when the Jets have to play on a Thursday night game. It's just Thursday night games to me suck, okay? Because it's like players don't get enough time to relax, and the Jets are already banged up for this week, as you mentioned earlier this morning on one of your tweets. It's just, the thing is, when I look in this Ravens-Jets game, the Ravens are a team this year that actually like to run the ball more than pass the ball more. And the thing is, and despite the fact that Lamar Jackson, it says that he's going to play despite the quad injury, he is going to play on Thursday night. And Lamar Jackson scares me. I mean, in case if anyone has not watched his highlights, he's been playing at an MVP type level. And he's got dangerous targets on that offense too. He's got the guy Mark Andrews, who's a good tight end. He's got Marquise Brown. He's also got Ingram. And the two players that worry me the most on that defense, will actually make it three, is Judai, Marcus Peters, and Earl Thomas. It's just that the Ravens are going to be a dangerous team. It could get ugly. But one thing that I hope for on Thursday is that the Jets do play with some passion.
Steve, excellent call, man. Thank you for calling in. What's your prediction for the game on Thursday?
Well, I'm hoping that the Jets are not going to die, but unfortunately, I'm going to be predicting a loss. I'm going to say the Ravens are going to win 30-17 over the Jets.
All right, man. Have a good night. Thanks for calling in.
Good night.
Have a good night. All right, Joe, we're going to go to Nigel. Nigel, what's up, man?
Gentlemen, how y'all doing?
Let's hope that your call this week is better than last week's.
No, the reason why, because you disagree with it. Yeah. Okay, see? Okay,
dude,
here we go.
We weren't alone, man. Dude, we weren't alone. Our whole Twitter feed disagreed with it. But go ahead. Let's hear this now.
Well, anyway, I'm on your Twitter feed, too, and stuff like that. There was a few of us that like that. Anyway, I would like to address, right, the Le'Veon fanboys, You understand what I'm saying? This is where this shade is going right now. So
this is
all
be bad.
Oh my God, Le'Veon Bell. What will he do? What will he do if they're treating him like this? Yo, we're talking about a grown man here, guys. He got $13 million this season. He'll be all right. He can look at his banking account on his cell phone. Le'Veon will be all right. Now, you remember last week? Okay. You remember last week when I discussed about Le'Veon Bell's running style because we didn't have an offensive line? Now, you saw the difference when we had Bilal Powell in this last Sunday, right? Do you see the difference the way Bilal Powell was hitting those holes and stuff like that, and his running the game was effective? Okay. You see, the thing is, Gase did that for a reason to show the world. Listen, everybody wants to say Le'Veon Bell is like the greatest player. No, he's not. He's just a running back. I don't understand you guys.
He's just a running back. Le'Veon Bell.
And I'm going to tell you why. Okay, hear me out. Okay.
Oh,
okay.
Lord have mercy.
No. Let me lay out my argument. Let me lay out my argument. Okay. Let me lay out my argument. What is
you can lay it out.
Okay, on the football team, what's the most important position? Quarterback. After that is what? Okay. What's the most important position? Edge rusher, right? The next position after that is the offensive and defensive lines, and then you build out the rest of your team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the thing is, McCagnon went out there, and he spent $13 million a year for a running back instead of getting a left or a right tackle. Maybe we could have taken that $13 million and put it into our offensive line. You understand what I'm saying? And this is one of the issues you guys don't want to see. Le'Veon Bell, he's a nice back. But the thing is, you guys are making him to be like Curtis Martin or something like that.
He's actually statistically better than Curtis Martin with some of the things he's done. But that's okay.
Okay. All right. So that offensive line. Okay. So the offensive.
No.
I'm gonna listen to you.
You know how you're talking about. Yeah. You know how you're talking about how bad our offensive line is? You know that Le'Veon Bell can help that because he's one of the best blocking backs in the league. You know that if you put him in the backfield and have him stand there with Sam, he can actually take on these linebackers and these ends that are coming off the edge to help this porous offensive line.
Can I mention something real quick, Joe? Can I mention something?
Go ahead.
He had almost, not 1,000, almost 2,000 total yards 2 years in a row. 2,000, not 1,000, 2,000. Just a guy.
I agree with you. Listen.
85 catches in the season, 75 catches, 83 catches.
Right.
Nigel, listen to me, though. He caught 85 balls in the season. Why is he not catching them this year under Adam Gase? Please tell me why.
Okay. Now, when Le'Veon Bell was in Pittsburgh, that was, 2017, right? That was his last season in Pittsburgh, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Where he caught 85 passes.
Okay. Who was on the offensive line in Pittsburgh, okay? All right.
Catching the ball, dude. Line him up as a receiver, give him the ball. You do the same thing this year. The Jets do it once a game. They go away from it. And he makes a great catch every week, and they don't give him the ball more. So whose fault is that?
Listen, I'm not here to exonerate Gates.
It's not. You're not. But no, we're just saying you're calling him just a guy. I just told you, 2017, 85 catches, 1,300 yards rushing. Okay, what?
So
almost 2,000 total yards.
Right. So
just
in
the
New England game, hold on.
2,000 yards.
In the New England game, he put him out there wide receiver. What happened with that? That's when he saw the ghosts and stuff. But anyway, listen, I'm getting back to Le'Veon Bell and the fit of this team. You understand what I'm saying? You guys forget. No, listen.
Le'Veon Bell can fit with any team. The problem is your head coach is a stubborn jackass
that
won't change his system.
Let me tell you something.
Yes.
Le'Veon Bell cannot drive with a garbage line.
Nigel, I have a question for you. Nigel, I have a question for you. If you see your quarterback sitting in the pocket getting his ass kicked, any normal moron would roll them out. Does Adam Gase roll out Sam Darnold? No, he doesn't. Any coordinator, when you see the running game, their running game goes up the middle every goddamn time. The announcers, all the fans were begging him to run a sweep, run the ball outside. Does Adam Gase do it? No, he doesn't. He's arrogant. He's stubborn. He's not a good coach. He's not a good coordinator. And he's not using Bell correctly. How hard is it to understand?
Okay, let me get back to my...
This is ridiculous.
Listen, hear me out.
You don't have a point. The point was just shot to hell.
No. Back in Pittsburgh, who was on that offensive line?
It doesn't matter. Tell me why you can't catch the ball as a receiver. No, it doesn't.
No.
Okay. The Cincinnati game. Did they run the ball wide at all? Did they run any sweeps?
No,
did they run the ball outside at all? Why not?
No.
Why not?
No.
But why
not? Because Gase did not have
Adam Gase's offense. It's not his offense.
Okay.
You don't adjust it. But that's his biggest problem. And then if your running game isn't good, if Le'Veon Bell is one of your best receivers, which he is, why aren't you using him as one? Why aren't you featuring him as a receiver if your running game can't get going? And furthermore, if you like Bilal Powell so much, then why aren't you playing him at running back and putting Le'Veon Bell at wide receiver? Tell me why he's not doing that. You don't have an answer for any of this.
Wait a minute. If you stop talking, I can answer your question, okay? Okay,
You're not making any sense.
I am making sense. Le'Veon Bell for 2015. Listen.
Good day, sir.
Are we still here?
Go ahead. I'm not listening. Joe's talking to you now. I give up.
Okay.
I'm done.
Listen to this, right?
In
Joe. 2015,
go ahead. Nonsense.
I think Le'Veon Bell led the league in all-purpose yards. I think it was 2015. I'm not going to look it up. He was like in the top 3 of all.
He almost 2,000 yards.
Right.
I just told you this.
Right. Okay. Stop. Okay, let's stop. Who was on the offensive line of Pittsburgh?
Oh, okay, my God. I give up.
No,
Jesus Christ.
It doesn't matter. Listen, guys. Listen, you're going to tell me that Le'Veon Bell is in a vacuum by himself on this team? Come on, you guys are smarter than this. You can't say that he's in a vacuum by himself.
Nigel, what we're telling you and what we've been consistently telling you, and I want to thank you for calling in, but I have no clue what your point is or what you're trying to say. We're telling you that he is being misused and being mishandled this entire year. You can try to use the talent excuse.
Just a running back.
Yeah,
just a running back.
I was stunned that you even just said that, but maybe you feeling good right now.
No, I'm not. I
did
that for a point.
Let me tell you something.
Joe, I want to ask you one question.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Okay, I'm listening.
We have played teams that are less talented than us and got our asses kicked. We played the Dolphins.
Agree.
He misused and mishandled Le'Veon Bell in that game.
I agree.
We lost that football game.
I agree.
Hold on. We went and played the 0-11 Bengals. That team is trash. Couldn't score a touchdown. He misused and mishandled guys in that game. Okay, so stop talking to me about talent because we're playing bottom-feeding teams and still getting our asses kicked, getting our asses destroyed. So stop talking to me about talent. Stop doing that. Because I want to talk to you about Adam Gase, because that's the problem here. That's the problem. Jay called in and he brought up a great point, and I was going to make it as well later on in the show. He was talking about how the Eagles have tons of injuries, issues. They had so many guys in and out of that game. Their head coach, who's one hell of an offensive mind, who is really one of the better offensive minds. Mind you, this is the same guy that won a Super Bowl with a backup quarterback. You want to know why he did that? Is because he fit his system to that quarterback. If Adam Gase is the offensive genius that you're talking about, he should easily be able to use one of the most elite weapons, offensive weapons, in all of football. His scheme should easily be able to be morphed to utilize Le'Veon Bell's skill set. Because guess what? If you take Le'Veon Bell and you give him to any offensive mind, including that Eagles team, Andy Reid, Sean Payton, the Texans, you give him to anybody that has a solid offensive mind, I guarantee you Le'Veon Bell will put up numbers there. He is having career lows here, Nigel. It is not just because of the talent.
And why?
Stop talking to me about how bad we are. It is this garbage-ass head coach that we have here. Stop making excuses, Nigel, and wake up.
I'm not making excuses. No, hold on. I'm not making excuses for Gase. That's not the premise of my argument. My argument is if you look at that offensive line that the Steelers had, that Bell was running behind, you understand? You bring that offensive line to New York, and Le'Veon Bell will have the same production. If you take Le'Veon Bell right now and put him on the New York Giants, do you think that he will have the more production that he has now? No, because the offensive line is trash.
Why did it take Adam Gase 12 weeks to figure out that he could put Le'Veon Bell in the slot? Can you answer that question?
I don't know. Because I'm not in his head.
If you're looking at him, I know why. Because he's stupid. That's why.
No, he's not stupid because that's not his offense.
The same reason that it took Sam, a young quarterback, to go in his office and tell him, hey, this offense doesn't fit what I do. The same reason that your young quarterback that you were brought here to groom and mature had to turn around and tell you what he does well is the exact same reason why Le'Veon Bell is being mishandled and misused within this offense.
Let me ask you guys a question
about our offense and our personnel.
Okay.
Stop doing
Let me ask you guys
because
a question.
It's not the personnel, it's our coaching.
Let me ask you a question. Last year when we was in free agency, right? Now, McCagnon, he never signed an offensive lineman, and he didn't draft one. Okay, he didn't sign an offensive lineman, and he didn't draft one. Okay, that's what happened. Okay, y'all, that's exactly what happened. All right. So you mean to tell me, would the Jets be better off taking the $13 million that they gave to Le'Veon Bell and went out there and got a left tackle or a right tackle or a center? Would the Jets offensive line and a better,
Who exactly did you want a left tackle?
No, I'm not.
You're saying Nigel. If anything, you could say you already had Avery Williams. You already had Avery Williams and Neville Hewitt. Did you need to spend $18 million on a friggin' middle linebacker when you already had 3 linebackers on your team?
I agree with that, but you just made my point. You're making my point.
How do I make your point? The point makes no sense. This team is desperate for playmakers. You brought in an elite playmaker, and you can't use them correctly. That's the point.
Because you have no
$100 million in cap space. Money was not an issue.
Let me ask you a question.
Offensive line,
Nigel,
every team in the NFL has problems on the offensive line. Every team in the NFL has injuries on the offensive line. They all have problems. You know what you do? You adjust to it. How hard is it to figure out? This stubborn head coach can't adjust to anything.
Because, okay, let me ask you a question, right?
Oh, my God.
When was the last time McCagnon got offensive lineman? When did he get one in free agent? He got that center.
Look at the talent you have.
Because
no, it doesn't. Nigel, we're not saying we have an all-star line. What you do is, as a smart head coach, you adjust to your deficiencies. If you can't do certain things, guess what? You don't do them. So if you don't have a perfect team, you just say, okay, well, our team's not perfect. We're going to suck this year, maybe next year. No, you adjust. This isn't hard to figure out, dude.
Listen, hear me out. The Jets are 5-8. Actually, we have a winning season better than last season, number one. Okay. Number two, the Jets are what? And then hold on.
Are you serious? We have significantly more talent than last year. Now you're giving our team credit.
We do have.
We have more talent than last year's team. We actually have more talent than last year. The results are actually worse.
Okay. Tell me the talent. Who's going to the Pro Bowl? Tell me who's going to the Pro Bowl on the Jets right now.
Dude, if you Nigel, I gotta let you.
It would be Le'Veon Bell.
I'm done with him. I'm done with him. He had to go, Joe. I can't take any more of this nonsense. This is just amateur hour tonight. It's complete amateur hour, dude. I hung up on him. I don't care. This is stupid. This team last year, Todd Bowles did more with less as compared to Adam Gase this year, and I don't care about injuries. That's just a fact. Jeremy Bates has done more with Sam Darnold than Adam Gase did. These are facts.
What I don't understand, and I want to thank Nigel for calling. Look, I want to thank Nigel for calling in. Listen, you know what? I listen to every single person that calls in. I listen to all perspectives. But what I don't understand is why is it in the plan to get rid of elite offensive weapon instead of continuing forward and building around him. I don't understand that. I don't understand why we have to get rid of Le'Veon Bell. Why is that the plan? Why can't we keep Le'Veon Bell and pair him along with Sam for years to come and build around them and utilize him? Oh, that's right, because Adam Gase doesn't want to utilize him. He just don't want his ass here at all. So I don't get that. Why are we getting rid of elite weapons now? We're the Jets. We've been starved for elite offensive weapons for years. That is a stupid idea. That's dumb. That makes no sense.
I'm just at a loss, dude. Like, I'm going to blow a gasket tonight. I can't take it. Like, I'm so tired of excuses. Like, this is the problem. This is a culture that's been changed. Adam Gase has brainwashed half this fan base to believe all these excuses. Like, why are we buying into all these excuses and accepting losing and justifying it? And you look at, dude, the goddamn biggest project this year is Sam Darnold. The whole reason why this buffoon was hired was Sam Darnold and the offense. Sam must get better in year 2. You must maximize the rookie contract. He must prove he's a franchise quarterback. He's got a lot to prove. Is he proving anything? No. The Bengals game was a disaster. Last week was not pretty, and now you're facing 3 top-level defenses, and we're all petrified. Is that what you want out of an offense that's supposed to be improving and your head coach? Like, this is insane, dude. Like, if you can't see the big picture by now, seriously, just go to bed. Like, be done. Like, be done with this. This is crazy.
This is crazy, man. It's crazy. I'm telling you, some people are gazed and confused. They're just lost in the sauce. I'm tired of people making excuses for what's going on here. It is obvious what's happening. We have seen almost a full season now of the same stuff. We've seen failures at the same point. How is everyone not looking at the situation and going, yes, Gase is the problem? Why do we still have people calling in here questioning, well, it's not Gase, it's everybody, and the Le'Veon Bell
They're
lovers.
questioning
what
us.
are you
like
talking about?
They're questioning us like we're the crazy ones.
I'm
How is that
wondering
possible?
if everyone's watching. I'm wondering if everyone's watching the same games that we're watching, Tyson. They got to be watching them in another dimension.
The best thing was when they questioned my questioning of the final drive. Like, dude, and you said, did you watch the game? Like, listen, dude, I have my fair share of beers during the game. I was sitting there completely coherent, being like, I cannot believe he's taking a knee here. Like, we're going to just stop and not, and like you got to be kidding me. I'm like, this is all stuff. We don't have like the old school Adam Vinatieri. We don't have like, all these great kickers. I'm like, what? And this is crazy. And they're justifying it. Listen, I beg, if you're going to defend Adam Gase, please call in, because I'm going to ruin dreams tonight. I will ruin all your dreams tonight within 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. I promise.
This is completely crazy. People defending Adam Gase. This is the
first time I had to hang up on callers.
This is ridiculous.
When was the last time we hung up on callers? I had 2 tonight. This is ridiculous.
A long time ago. This is crazy, man. Let's get to the next caller, man. Whoa.
Bring him on. We're going to go to Guillermo in Brooklyn. Guillermo, what's up, man?
Yo, man. What did you guys do to your calls tonight, man? What's wrong with you guys, man? What the hell is... Dude, I'm convinced there's a sports Illuminati. Let me explain to you. You actually have to work harder to lose like Adam Gase than you do to try to win. How many games have we seen this year? I mean, put it like this, bro. Bill Belichick, and I'm going back to this Patriots game, right? Bill Belichick was running cover 0 because you simply couldn't call a hot read. And, of course, what you hear in the sidelines is what this idiot is saying. You got to dig deep. What do you say? You got to dig. Bro, give me some direction. Help me call different calls. Bengals game. Hey, the Bengals are one of the worst, if not the worst team, a run defense on the outside. What do? Run it right through Geno Atkins. That doesn't work, and then we throw. It's like, bro, you have to be, and then, of course, obviously, fourth quarter Miami Dolphins. I mean, it's just amazing. And I don't want to hear from anybody talking about, oh, he doesn't have the players. Greg Williams transformed this defense from a man-pressured man-cover defense, pressure defense, to a zone blitzing defense because he does not have the personnel. Guys are getting hurt. And he's giving the Jets a bend-don't-break defense. He's at least giving these guys a chance. So I don't want to hear it about excuses. Ryan Tannehill this guy was a converted wide receiver at, I think, Texas A&M. I know he's first-round draft pick, I think 8th pick or whatever, right, for the Dolphins. This guy, they're talking about giving this guy a contract because of what he's done with the Tennessee Titans. And he's playing over Marcus Mariota, number 2 pick in, 14, 15 draft, I can't remember. You're talking about a guy that was left for dead, and he's looking good. The Steelers are on their 3rd quarterback. You know what's crazy? Mike Tomlin is the bizarre Adam Gase. You can't make, as much as you can make Adam Gase win, like, logically, you can't make Mike Tomlin lose. This guy is probably one of the most underrated coaches in the NFL. I don't want to hear excuses. Now, look, if Adam Gase went out and he was working to every opponent's weaknesses and it wasn't working, then you can say, all right, hey, I still haven't seen split backfields. You give the ball to Le'Veon Bell, I know where it's going. It's going right up the middle. You give it the ball to Powell, it's going right up the middle. I saw Sam Darnold last night. He was still throwing off his back foot. Still throwing off his back foot till this day. But, like, I don't know what's wrong with you Jets fans. I don't know if you're trolling. I don't know what's going. Please, like they say in war games, the only winning move is not to play. Just don't watch because it's making us all go crazy. And maybe your level of insanity is to say stupid things to support this guy in Adam Gase. This guy, Adam Gase, is not a head coach. He cannot coach. He cannot inspire. He's sitting out there, Le'Veon. First of all, that's the media. I don't even want to talk about this. Stupid. Le'Veon Bell, when you have a flu, if you can move and get your blood flowing, as long as you're not about to die, they tell you, hey, get up and try to do something. He went bowling. We're making that an issue. Sam Darnold, even though he was stupid enough, I don't know how much he was partying. They're talking about, he's kissing. It's like, dude, I don't listen to media. They're not going to say and judge probably says Adam Gase. I don't give 2 F's about him, but it's up to the stupid owner. Why is it that he can't see it, but everybody else can see it? Is it his pride? This guy is going to ruin Sam Darnold, and this kid is on his rookie contract, and he's regressing. He's regressing in his second year, bro.
Guillermo, let me break in. First off, I want to thank you for calling in. You're bringing the fire right now. You know, I respect all our callers, but that last call was up and down. But you're bringing the fire right now. And again, I want to thank you, but I want to get your thoughts on the handling of Bell, because you touched on it just a little bit. Just this story being leaked and just the nonsense of Loud Powell. But how do you think that this will reverberate back into the locker room? Because I know there's guys in there that love Bell and see the way that he's being treated and is going to get upset.
Oh, yeah, I more than believe when New York, I can't remember, the guy flew to play in New York, FS Mag, I can't remember how you, the guy who rides the plane.
Yep.
NYSL.
Yeah,
sorry,
Jay.
Thank you. My bad, Jay. Yeah. When he said that guys were talking in the locker room, I'm more than convinced that's the case, because these guys, look, when you have a coach that's stupid, right? Now look what the Giants are doing, right? Now, I hate comparing the Giants, but they're talking about, hey, we're going to fire this guy. Like, it's well known they're going to fire Sherman. They might even fire the GM. And the players are going to be like, all right, there's accountability. Things might change. They're looking to get better. When your team is hopeless, first of all, free agents aren't going to come because you're treating a guy in Le'Veon Bell. Say what you want. The guy only has 582 rushing yards, but he's 4th in the league in receiving yards with 440-something. This guy, you want to talk about uselessness. Well, every other time I'm seeing this guy making clutch plays when you're throwing it to him, when he's in a slot, wherever he is, he's making clutch catches. This guy's a seed. You're going to sit here and disrespect him? That's how you that's how you get free agents that don't want to come here. That's how you get players like Jamal Adams, who we should be re-signing. That's a cornerstone. I know people say safety's not a whatever position, but the guy is special. You resign him, you build your defense around him. He's a heart and soul of your defense. You build around him, and you're gonna sit. Those guys are gonna sign away. He's gonna go to the Cowboys. So he's gonna act hurt, or I'm not saying he's acting hurt now. He is hurt, but those guys are like, let me instead of coming back on a bad foot, let me make sure it properly heals the right way, and that could go into next season. That can go to how many games. You destroy the heart of this franchise, and maybe. Just maybe, look, hey, I'm a Mets fan, and I can't even get so mad at the Mets are being sold to Steve Cohen. I am so happy. Hopefully that happens with the Jets where no one wants to come, and this idiot Woody wants to sell the team because he's just dumb and he can't handle it.
That's the problem. It's not going to happen.
I said it wasn't going to happen with the Mets.
But my question is this, though.
Possible, man.
But here's the problem, though. Here's my problem, and I agree with everything you say. I'm concerned on so many levels about this team. What in the living hell is Joe Douglas doing, and what is his responsibility with this team? Like, he's sitting back watching this all happen.
But again, Joe Douglas doesn't have control over Gase, though. Because that stupid structure. So he only I say it, Joe. I say it all the time, man. I want Joe Douglas because look, this guy came from the Ravens. He has connections with the Eagles. This Jets team, people talk about he needs to. No, if you bring in the proper coaching, you bring in the proper guys, this team can turn around by next year. Bring in guys who could probably coach these guys. Then you draft. That's how you build in the NFL. You get guys, you poach coaching trees once you leave, and you bring that talent. And now you have the scout. You have more talent in the scouting department. You have more talent in player evaluation. You bring that talent in the front office, and it's going to reverberate down to look at. I'm sorry, I know I'm not.
Yeah, but Gase is Ravens, is creating more holes, though. That's the problem. Gase is going to create more holes to fill. That's the problem.
It's up to, unfortunately, you know, put like this, bro. I'll say this. If Joe Douglas knows that this is a issue, I'm not going to curse. If he knows that this is an issue, whatever, he has to say, hey, look, I'll get out this contract. Because, look, he still has connections in the league. Everyone talks highly about this guy. The Eagles are looking to continue to hold him. He has to say, hey, look, I don't want to be a part of this mess unless you give me full control as a GM. This is unacceptable. Unless I could change it, I'll come out of this contract or buy out, whatever. He has to do that or he's going to stay here for 6 years. And he's going to be a part of a terrible team. And honestly, in the NFL, if people aren't going to remember Joe Douglas from 2018-19, they're going to remember Joe Douglas with the Jets, where it's like, dude, you stayed with that team for 6 years. You had a franchise quarterback, you ruined him. You had a cornerstone, Jamal Adams, you ruined him, or you traded him, you probably couldn't get the proper draft picks, whatever. So your track record is as bad as the Jets. Now you're associated with the Jets, and you end up like another. He's better than Tannenbaum, but he'll end up as a guy who's now doing shows on ESPN because he can't get a proper GM job. So he has to be the one to go to Woody Johnson, Chris Johnson, say, hey, look, if you want to transform this team, give me the power. I will take this guy Gase out. I know he's my friend or whatever, but this is business. This is unacceptable. This guy's not coaching properly. Guys they don't want to play for Gase. They want to play for Williams. That defense, I know what you can see when guys who they want to play for. They want to play for Williams. Now, I'm not going to say guys on offense aren't trying. They are guys like Jameson Crowder. He's playing out of his mind. But you see guys like Darnold, where he's regressing, throwing his back foot. He's not, and he's
Demaryius Thomas dropping passes all over the place.
Demaryius Thomas is dropping passes. Your O-line, and the thing about it is that, look, the call who said the O-line crap, whatever, this is largely the same O-line from last year. And I saw better protection from last year, and we had one of the worst O-lines last year. So this is even worse. I don't want to hear it, bro. When you can't make proper protections, when you can't bring in the proper veteran QBs to at least cover Sam Darnold or cover him just in case he gets hurt. I don't want to hear it when other teams have their third quarterbacks on their teams giving them quality wins. The Steelers are going to the playoffs with Devlin Hodges. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear the excuses. All you Jets fans, my last thing I'm going to say, all you Jets fans that call into the show that want to troll, just stop it. You sound stupid. You talk about faith and hope. I don't want to see faith and hope, bro. I want to see results. Show me tangible results, and that's when I'm going to believe in you, man. So thanks for taking my call, man. Salute to you guys, man. Yo, Joe, I love the fact that Joe's turning to Two-Face from Batman, from Dark Knight, The Dark Knight, because he's starting to go crazy. When he first started these YouTube videos, he was all happy. He's doing, hey, man, salute you guys, man. I'm the man of the people. Now when he does a salute, he just hits his eye like, oh, there's a salute, man. Yo, whatever. Yo, you know, this Jets man, and the thumbnail, when you see his face, he looks so crazy on the thumbnail, man. I love this Evil Joe, man. Yo, so keep doing this. Look, Adam Gase, I hope you're gone, but as long as you can continue to make Joe look like a crazy psycho, I'll give you credit for that, because I called and I said, Joe, you're gonna turn evil, and Joe's like, oh, I'm gonna be positive. Stop with that crap. You are now Two-Face, man. You're the hero Gotham deserves, but not the one it needs right now, man. So salute to you guys. Have a good night. Peace out.
This is definitely the best call of the night right here. That was probably the best call of the night right there. Guillermo's on fire, man.
Yeah, look, I want to thank him for calling in. You know, look, it's just this team is. It's taking me there, man. I'm pissed off on a weekly basis. I'm upset with what's going on, and I'm upset with the excuse makers. I really am, and that was a good call because he called in and blew all the excuse making away, man. It's enough of this. It's time to get real about what's going on here. I've been trying to tell y'all this for so long, and I feel like I'm just repeating myself all the time, the same stuff. And it's like a lot of people just aren't getting it, but you're going to be getting it soon because you're going to see it.
Yeah, so as he mentioned, we're on YouTube. Let's Talk Jets Radio. And the benefit of YouTube is if you feel like you want to leave us comments, we comment right back. And it's just, it is on. Like, if you want to leave feedback, we leave feedback just as much as you do. Like, I'm ready. I enjoy it. I embrace it.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. You know, and listen, again,
idea,
we're
man.
a family show.
You have no idea. Not on YouTube. We're not. YouTube is no filter. There's no limits over there. You want to bring your trolling nonsense, I bounce you right back off that stage. Boop.
We are a family show here, but over there, man, we can't. I don't know. Tyson is just he's broken out, and that's exactly what it is. And I mean,
dude, hold on.
He's doing his thing. So
the whole timeout. Listen, you can expect whatever from me. I understand that. Mr. Primetime's no angel either, man. He just comes out just flying out with all kinds of
bombs as well.
He's supposed to be like the ringleader of all of our chaos, and he's inspiring me to be worse.
Well, no, you inspired him. You influenced it. That's what happened. You started dropping left and right. Oh, well, whatever. Your cage was already rattled. You start throwing those shots, and then he said, you know what? Forget it. I'll throw them too, you know? Look, like I said, it's a family show here. We love talking to everybody. But over there, it's wild, wild west, all right? There's no law. You know, you just gotta get ready.
He told me there was not enough confrontation. He said was not enough confrontation, not enough emotion. So I had to spice it up a little bit.
You're definitely confrontational over there. All right. So again, you know, if you get a comment back from that account, that is Tyson. Okay, I've seen him completely shred and destroy people. You know, but I tell you what, everyone that goes over to our YouTube, our Let's Talk Jets Radio YouTube, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and thank you for commenting as well. I go back and forth with people, but if you get something from that particular account there, that is Tyson, and he is going off on you. It's not me, all right? So, thank you, folks, again for watching.
We're going to go to Mr. Gangrene David. What's up, man?
I'm going to have to go back and re-listen to the show because I missed those two calls. It must have been pure insanity, wasn't it?
It was terrible. I mean, this has been a night. You know what's weird? Like, I thought the show would be all right, like nothing too crazy, no arguing. Joe and I have been arguing with people for almost an hour now, maybe an hour and a half. This is crazy, complete craziness.
No, I don't blame you, and it kind of shocks me how anybody could be defending a guy like Adam Gase because, to be honest, I mean, I will admit, as happy as I am about the fact that we beat the Dolphins, and trust me, I will take any sort of win against the Miami Dolphins. But the only thing that Adam Gase proved in this game, especially since I think this one was kind of more luck because of that questionable pass interference call, is that Adam Gase just avoided more pure embarrassment because if we would have gotten swept by the Miami Dolphins, especially being that Adam Gase was the former coach of the Miami Dolphins, like, this would just go into a complete different direction. So, this guy, bottom line...
Dude, hold on. Dude, they were a pass interference call away from losing the game. They were going to lose the game to a team that didn't have Devontae Parker and Albert Wilson.
I 100% agree.
And they had and that last drive with a supposedly offensive head coach and a franchise quarterback was an embarrassment. It was terrible. He took a terrible sack. The play calling was a joke, and then he sat on the football for a 44-yard field goal, which is ridiculous. I mean, there's just I kept saying, like, a part of me wanted him to miss that field goal so all these mistakes would get exposed for this head coach, because there was a ton of them. Like, but now they kick the field goal, they win the game, nobody wants to talk about it. It all gets brushed. Oh, no big deal, we won the game. It is a big deal, because if you want to have a winning program, the things they're doing now are not part of a winning program. They're red flags.
That's what Adam Gase is failing to build, because, like I said, Adam Gase just continued to try to avoid pure embarrassment. He's not fighting for a playoff spot. He's not a good head coach at all, because you're not seeing players getting better out of this guy. You saw the same stuff in Miami because, Joe, you're bringing up great points. I don't understand how people are defending Adam Gase because, Tyson, I think I mentioned to you on Twitter once, fans are going to start using injuries as excuses to defend a guy like Adam Gase. But
not even injuries, Dave. Here's the situation. Here's where we're currently at right now. The Jets are 5-8, fine. They're out of the playoffs, no big deal. They are now, and their franchise quarterback,
no big deal.
hopefully franchise quarterback, are playing three of the best defenses in football. Now, you need to end this season on a bright spot with Sam playing well, with the team feeling confident going into 2020. What are the chances of that actually happening, or Sam leaving the season battered, bruised, and demoralized?
Oh my! Honestly, looking at these three games, you have probably three of the top 5 defenses in the league, especially since you're on a short week, banged up, going up against probably one of the best teams in football in the Ravens. And I think 15.5-point underdogs led by Adam Gase's beloved Jets, I think might be an understatement, because this is a team that's ranked 31st in the league on a lot of offensive categories, and their banged-up defense is going to be put to the test. I know Lamar Jackson's hurt, but their run defense is fantastic. But in regards to, I think maybe best-case scenario, maybe they'll sneak out a win over the Steelers because they haven't been playing bad at home. I think they're 4-3 at home, so maybe I think their best chance would be against the Steelers. But on paper right now, I mean, with the way Adam Gase is running things with his game management, time management, roster management, and I think the fact that we're too banged up on both sides of the ball, you're playing 3 playoff caliber teams, including one of the best teams in football. So the chances aren't looking slim, but what I'm hoping for is that Sam Darnold is playing better and he continues to improve and overcome pretty much every single bit of adversity that he's had to overcome, because he's pretty much the only piece that makes the Jets somewhat watchable at this point.
Well, and David, I want to thank you for calling in, but hey, good luck with that, because I think the chances are extremely slim. Because if you look at Adam Gase, this dude failed to be able to even properly game plan against a Bengals defense. We couldn't even score a touchdown against them. I know everyone's talking about this Dolphins game. Yes, we won it, and like I said, I will take a win any day of the week. Did you understand the Dolphins were in the game and they never scored an offensive touchdown? Do you understand that?
Oh, yeah.
This is a team this is a team that is damn near completely void of talent, and they didn't have Albert Wilson, and they didn't have Devontae Parker, and they almost won that game without scoring a touchdown. What does that say about us? What does that say about the offensive guru, that you can have a team that's that bad, and they don't score a touchdown, and they're still in the game with you?
More like offensive version of Todd Bowles.
Dude, it's crazy, but I want to get your thoughts on this situation with Le'Veon Bell, man. Do you think that Powell getting those 19 carries was about sending a message to Bell about him not being wanted?
To be honest, I think in a way, I feel like it was a spit in Le'Veon Bell's face, because, like, if you're a Jet fan and you see that you got one of the best offensive weapons you've had since Curtis Smart, and you're excited to see this guy play, you're excited to see this guy be a piece to help Sam Darnold grow, and you're seeing him being heavily misused. You're seeing him not being used at all. You're seeing his carries being limited. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculously questionable, because I think the way Adam Gase is using Le'Veon Bell is now really showing that Adam Gase really never wanted him to begin with, and Adam Gase really never wanted to pay a running back that much money, because I think what really shows me is that if you're failing to incorporate a guy like Le'Veon Bell, a guy who's an all-around running back that can do it all, a guy who can block, a guy who can play receiver, a guy who can catch passes out of the backfield, and a guy who has a pretty phenomenal patient running style, a guy who did it all in Pittsburgh, and being the all-around running back he is the reason why he came into the season as one of the best running backs in football. It just shows what kind of offensive guru you really are, and the way you're handling not even just Le'Veon Bell, but.
Yeah, but here's the question, though. But now you said all of that, and we all know this. Then what exactly is Joe Douglas doing? Is he sitting there saying, this is okay, this is acceptable? Do they make recommendations like, why aren't you changing? Like, if all these guys are such intelligent football people, so respected, so, everybody gives all these compliments about how well-rounded this front office is, how do they sit here and let their coach do this?
That's the question that because I think a lot of people are giving excuses for Joe Douglas, because Joe Douglas doesn't exactly get a pass either. Joe Douglas did have some opportunities to try to kind of maybe fix whatever he could have, but listen, Joe Douglas obviously needs to go through an entire offseason, but I'm not giving him a pass either, because I don't know why Joe Douglas is sitting here and letting all this happen when he's sitting there taking calls for guys like Jamal Adams and Le'Veon Bell, and having Jamal Adams pretty much just call him out on Twitter.
But Dave,
I think this
you're watching, but not even that. On the field, though. This is Joe, but on the field, like on a Monday after a game, like this Sunday, on a Monday after a game, how does Joe Douglas not walk into Adam Gase's office and be like, dude, seriously? You're going to play this game now with the running game and do all this? Like, at some point, like this is craziness.
Tyson, it's because that Joe Douglas has no control. That's what that is.
That's exactly the answer.
Anywhere else in any other franchise, a GM will walk into the office and be like, hey, what the hell are you doing? What is going on around here? Either you get this guy involved or there's going to be some things shaking around here because this is not good. But that's not happening here. It's because he doesn't have that control. Everybody talks about our reporting structure. You know, they both report to the owner, but who do you think has the owner's ear? It's Adam Gase. Look at the
Adam Gase.
Of Gase since he got here. This is what I told y'all about when we first hired this snake. I told y'all about that, about how he handles things. It's never his fault. He throws everybody under the bus. He's a narcissist. I told you guys that about Gase, how volatile he was. We're seeing that here. Gase is the reason why Joe Douglas is here in the first place. Remember our GM search? Our GM search was more about who Gase liked than anything else. It wasn't even about really talent evaluation and did a guy have connections with, hey, who can Adam Gase work with? Who is willing to be talented at a Gase? Who does Adam Gase have relationships with? Half of our damn GM, the GM roster that we had coming in for interviews, they had a relationship with Gase. It wasn't guys that, other guys that were acting around the league and knew what was going on and with the movers and the shakers. It was who's worked with Adam Gase in the past? Who does he like? So what do you think he's going to do? Walk into the office of the guy that got him hired and say, hey, you need to do something? What do you think Gase is going to do? Go to the owner. So, no, it's that Joe Douglas does not have any control here. This is Gase's show, and the moves and things that we're doing show that. The fact that we're trading Le'Veon Bell and about to possibly and probably going to eat a hefty bit of that salary, who do you think that benefits? Gase. You think any general manager wants to get rid of an elite weapon like that? We're about to trade Adam.
It doesn't benefit the roster. It creates more holes. Way more holes. It doesn't benefit Sam. We all know that. Isn't that what this is all about? Literally, isn't that what this is all about? This entire offseason was about that. This upcoming offseason is supposed to be about what? Sam Darnold. We're about to make a move that will cripple Sam Darnold. And it's obvious. We're crippling Sam Darnold right now. This is all about getting him hit.
Gase is in power and he is fully in control. It is his ship and he is driving it.
Agreed. Getting him hit, throwing off his back foot, erratic play calls, erratic game management, time management, pretty much everything you could say about Adam Gase, or at least probably half the story.
It's terrible. This is just terrible. So now, what is your level of, are you concerned going forward the next 3 games? Are you confident? Like, how do you think this is going to play out in terms of Sam Darnold's play?
I'm not confident at all. I'm not confident at all. Listen, you could give me any sort of excuse all you want. You could give me any sort of building blocks. As long as this fraud is still coaching this team, especially if you can't even beat teams when they're winless, what makes you think that we're going to be beating some of the 3 top defenses in the league, especially one that's probably considered the best team in the league? Like, I have absolutely zero confidence in Adam Gase to go into Baltimore Thursday night and probably keep it competitive with the Ravens. To be honest, I think it's over by the second drive. I think it is. Like, I have absolutely zero faith in this fraud to go up against a real football mind, a real guru like John Harbaugh. I have absolutely none.
So, David, how'd you do in your meet this weekend?
I did pretty decent. I swam hard, swam fast. I swim for a coach that actually knows what he's doing and actually puts his swimmers in the best position to actually succeed. So it was a pretty good meet. Everybody swam well. They swam fast. Some people gained time. A couple people qualified for an open championship meet. So we swam up against some D1, D2 schools. So it was definitely a fun time. I enjoyed it.
Awesome. Well, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Well, actually, Tyson, before I let you go, something that probably both of us are fired up about, not about this Jet game, What are your thoughts about this loaded UFC 245 card? Three title fights, Holloway, Nunes, and then Usman and Covington.
This card, this card is stacked, man. The whole main card is stacked. You got Marlon Moraes versus Jose Aldo, another big fight. I mean, this card is. I'm more excited about this fight card than the Jets game. I can tell you that much. I'm actually glad the Jets play on Thursday. So I can stay up late on Saturday night and not worry about Sunday. I can't wait, man. This card is a must-watch for any fight fan. It's phenomenal.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then you have Conor, and then you have Khabib and Ferguson in the future. So it's
you got
pretty good coming up for UFC. I'm excited.
You got Frankie Edgar, Korean Zombie, man, next Saturday. Come on,
dude. That too. I'm excited.
Have a good night, man. Have a good night. We appreciate it. We're gonna go to what? We're gonna go here. And shout out to Primetime tonight, too, because Primetime's got his hands full between us, Twitter, everything else. This poor guy, he's going like double time tonight, Joe.
I'm telling you, shout out to him. I'll tell him all the time, best producer ever. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Primetime.
Yeah. There's certain shows where I know he's just scrambling. I know that tonight's definitely one of them, because he's worried about who's calling in, what's being said on Twitter, all the chaos we're creating. So I know he's got his hands full tonight. So we're going to go
and he's got to deal with the trolls.
We take care of that. We're going to go to Justin. Justin, what's up, man?
What's up, fellas?
Not much, man. How you doing?
Oh my God! I mean, this nonsense doesn't end. It's just. I told you, we're not seeing the end of it. It's going to get worse, and I'll tell you what, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. Because we already said it last week. I'm scratching my eyeballs out, even if I already predicted it. I mean, the guy's 50 now. The guy's 50-50 running the ball with Bilal Powell. We called that one. I mean, it's just. I don't even know what to say at this point. I mean, the guy's running the ball 50-50 with Bilal Powell. I mean, and he doesn't run the ball with Le'Veon. Where's the worst run defense? Let's start with that nonsense.
Yeah, and I want to thank you for calling in, Justin. That just blew my mind, man. The fact that you would give Bilal Powell 19 carries, and we've seen Le'Veon been misused this entire season. You're not giving him those type of carries. Don't understand it. Don't get it. But I understand that that's Adam Gase, and he's really petty, and he likes to ostracize players, and he likes to push people out, and that's what he's doing here. That's exactly what he's doing with Le'Veon Bell. And I want to get your thoughts on this, Justin. How do you feel like this kind of will reverberate into the locker room? Could you see guys being upset about the way that Le'Veon Bell being handled?
I mean, I already said it. It's going to create. I already know it. I can already see it coming. I already said it last week. Let's just say it again. Let's get Le'Veon. Let's eat it. This nonsense you can already see. Let's eat some of his salary. Let's move on, blah, blah, blah. And then it's going to affect free agency. It's pure nonsense. We're in a terrible situation right now. One way or another. One, we're going to trade him for a bag of chips and eat some of his salary, blah, blah, blah. Or two, we're not going to address any free agency is going to be terrible because no one's going to want to come here. So, I mean, it's a lose-lose situation. I already said it. And, I mean, what does that tell you for a guy like, I mean, for Robbie or anyone in the locker room? It's just terrible right now.
What are your thoughts on Sam Darnold going into these last 3 games?
I mean, I think it's a little nonsense about these people calling him, throwing off his back foot, he's a bust, blah, blah, blah. I think it's a little nonsense because when push came to shove, I mean, he did lead us a drive down the field when it mattered. I mean, so I think people is just getting a little ludicrous about Sam.
He took a terrible sack and got bailed out by that pass interference call.
All right, I mean, the guy has the worst offensive line in 20 years. I mean, let's just call it what it is. I mean, let's not get out of hand.
That's not about the offensive line, dude. That's called game knowledge. You got to know game awareness, situational awareness. You do not take a sack.
He played all right. He's playing all right. He needs to elevate his game a little bit. I'll give you that, but let's not forget this guy's the youngest quarterback in NFL history. Let's not forget this guy still is the youngest quarterback in NFL history. I mean, let's not get out of hand here.
So now we're gonna justify his mistakes because he's young. We shouldn't expect more from him.
He didn't play horrible. He played okay.
He played against the Dolphins, Justin. It's not like he didn't play the Ravens. He played the Dolphins.
So what? He
played better than this. He's missing wide open receivers.
Yeah,
At
and
what
the
point
drop
is that not
too? What about
acceptable?
the drop? I mean, the
That's
receivers
another
aren't
part,
helping him out dropping the ball either. That's another. We're not talking about that though, right?
No, we're talking
what
about
about
everything.
the interception?
The interception was gross.
What about
completely
the interception? Look, I love Sam, but I'm not going to make excuses for him. He did not play well in that game. He missed Robbie a couple times wide open. He was missing other guys wide open. He missed Crowder coming across the middle wide open. He threw it to him late. And again, I don't make no excuses for Sam. Everyone knows I love Sam more than anyone else. Okay, USC guy through and through. But Sam did not play well yesterday, and that sack was horrendous. He needs to know, hey, I cannot take that sack. I can't do that. Just run straight up into the pocket and just go down. You don't take that sack to take yourself out of field goal range. He did. He got bailed out by that pass interference call. Because if that doesn't get called, we have to go for it on fourth down. Because it's 4th and long, and that is way out of Pickens' range. Yeah.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Great response, Justin. Awesome.
No comeback, Justin?
That's it. Nothing. All right, then. We'll let him go then. I mean, I just hung up on him. I mean, he's not going to answer. We're going to hang up. I mean, that's just a fact.
Where you at with it?
And the thing is, Joey, and listen, like, I'm a Sam Darnold fan, too. Like, I want to see him flourish and succeed, but if we're going to be honest about things, we got to be honest. And to say he played okay, is not okay when you're playing against the Miami Dolphins. Because I have news for you. If you play just okay the next 3 weeks, we're going to get blown out of the building, and he's going to have a huge problem. Yeah. And the biggest concern, and I'll keep saying, but dude, the concern is he doesn't handle pressure well. Not pressure of the game, blitz, pressure, pass rush. That's an enormous problem this day and age in the NFL. That's a big problem.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. And I want to thank Justin for calling in, but you're right, he doesn't. And it's because he's gotten hit a lot. When you get hit a lot like that, what happens to quarterbacks get hit a lot? They don't want to get hit anymore. They don't like being banged around like that. But look at all the shots that he's taken this year. He doesn't want to take anymore. So, yeah, he's not handling a blitz. And mind you, a lot of teams in that AFC North, like the Steelers and some of these, they're going to be blitzing a lot. Steelers blitz a lot. Yep. That's why Andy Dalton knows how to handle the blitz so much, because they just send guys at him left and right. So we got teams coming up that are going to be sending guys. They're going to be blitzing a lot. If he can't handle that pressure, man, there's going to be some issues. But, again, Adam Gase should have been scheming better, and he should have put things in place so that the pressure wasn't getting to Sam so quickly. But his offensive game plan is so piss poor, we're seeing Sam being ran all over the place because he's not scheming correctly, particularly not using Bell in the blocking game either. So, look, it's like the same thing over and over again, man. It's absolutely crazy. But you're right. If Sam plays like that against the Ravens, against the Bills, against the Steelers, we would get blown out. I don't think he played okay. I think he played below average. You play below average or you play like that, like you played against the Dolphins, against that Ravens team, whew, you can have a good night because they're going to serve it up to you real quick.
And that's the thing. Like, you look at the last 2 weeks, the Bengals was atrocious, and now you had the Dolphin game was mediocre. Okay, there's 3 games left. Like, this is your end of your second year. Like, all the excuses and all these things, you're losing them now because time is being lost. Games are being lost. And this is supposed to be experience where you're learning and developing and growing from it. And I don't see it.
Yep.
So, like, I didn't really – I mean, it's tough to – go ahead.
Yeah, you know what the thing is? The thing is that if you look at those games ever since we went back to whatever – because the offense for those 3 games that we won, there was a change in the offense, right? We saw different things being used. We saw Sam Darnold rolling out. Now it seems to me like we've gone back to the Adam Gase way of doing things, and everything is suffering. Everything. We're seeing Sam suffer yet again, not being raw. He's standing back there like a statue, which he should not be doing in this offense. We're seeing, again, Le'Veon Bell continue to be mishandled. We're seeing everything regress back to what Gase was doing, and now we're failing. So, look, I get it. We want to pound Sam. He's not playing well, but he's not playing well because his skill set's not being utilized correctly either. Because we're seeing it. We're seeing the offense go back to what Gase was doing early, and it's all falling apart.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. And in terms of, like, looking at Thursday night's game, like, I'm not even going to lie, I didn't do a lot of research on it just because it's just I don't know time, but it's the injury report plays a big part. There's a lot of injuries on both teams. And the one thing I want to talk about quickly is this Jamal Adams situation. And the biggest concern I have with this is what we already saw with C.J. Mosley, and that was they bring him back too quickly. Joe, I hope, and the quote that bothers me the most is them saying, well, Jamal said he's good to go, we're going to work with him. Okay, this isn't Jamal's call. This is the trainer's call. C.J. Mosley wasn't ready to come back. He was limping in the locker, went on the field, and made the situation worse. So let's not do the same thing with Jamal Adams. I mean, like, we know he wants to play. He wants to get the sacks. He wants to play on primetime television and make the Pro Bowl and all this stuff. But sometimes you got to save the player from himself. They got to make sure he's able to play his game, dude, and not just be be 60% out there. And that's kind of concerning as well.
Yeah, like he was when he first got hurt. Like he was when he originally got injured. If he coming out there looking like that, then don't play him. I hope that this is just like some gamesmanship where they're just acting like he's going to play every week, but he's really not going to play, and that continues throughout the rest of the season because, from what we've seen, I remember, reports was he was in a walking boot, like things did not look good. So if this dude is not physically ready, then just shut him down for the season like we should have did C.J. Mosley originally. Just shut him down for the rest of the season, let him heal up, and move forward. And, it looks like they're going to trade him. If you don't trade him, then you keep him and let him heal up for next season. Because if you put him out there too early and you re-aggravate this injury or you cause more damage that's going to cause him more time out, there's going to be some issues. So I'm hoping they handle that correctly at least.
Yeah, I mean, that's something to keep an eye on. Like I said, the injury report, Brian Poole's a lot of guys still out. So see what happens there. In terms of what to expect in the game, I honestly have no idea. I mean, the Jets are huge underdogs. Rightfully so. I just want to see I want to see them compete. That's my whole goal. I mean, you're playing one of the best teams. But I mean, that is like if you look at people are asking us for predictions. Like I don't have a prediction.
Oh, I got a prediction.
But I
do.
But I'm not buying the excuse that they're completely overmatched. Any team, especially on a short week, go out there and give max effort and give your best shot and see what happens. I mean, if you lose by 10 or 14, but you're really competitive and do your thing, awesome. If you see Sam Darnold running for his life and throwing interceptions all over the place, I'm going to have a real problem with that. And the cool thing is we have a show Friday night, so I can unload Friday night on everybody, so that's even better.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can get ready to unload, Tyson, because, I stay doing, my research. I know what's up around here. Listen, Lamar Jackson, I'm going to start with their offense. Lamar Jackson is banged up. I know he's got that quad injury. But if he goes, and it looks like he's going to go, we're going to have some problems. I understand, we're the number one rank, or we're one of the top run defenses in the league. I don't know if we're still number one right now. But this team will bludgeon you, okay? This dude, we talk about it all the time. What do we have problems with? We have problems with mobile quarterbacks. This dude can go. I think he's got 1,000 yards already. I think he's the first 1,000-yard rushing QB since Vic. Man, you want to talk about a playmaker, a guy that can go? That's Lamar Jackson. He can't, not just with his feet either. He can do it with his arms. They do a lot of QB sneaks, a lot of moving stuff. Just he pulls back the ball from
run pass options.
They do a lot of options. Yep. Yeah, that run pass option that they run, like that is just ridiculously confusing to even just get a grasp of. We're going to struggle in this game, and I think we'll struggle to stop Mark Ingram as well. I mean, they line up and they just beat you to death. Hollywood Brown, with our corners the way it's looking, he's going to have a day. Willie Snead is also on that team too. He can move as well, but I'm worried about the tight end position as well. I know Mark Andrews is banged up, but they also got Hurst, and I think the other one's name is Boyle. Those are two solid tight ends as well. We all know we struggle to stop tight ends. Their offensive line is solid. I know Stanley, he might be injured if he doesn't go. I know they got some guy that can step in for him as well. So that offensive line is good, but this defense is solid too. They get after it and they fly around. A kid that I loved in the draft, Jaylon Ferguson. I talked about him pre-draft on this show. You can go back, listen to those shows, and I talked about drafting him. They did draft him, and he is doing work. I expect him to give Sam problems. I know Chris Wormley, Pierce, Williams. They got guys up front, I'm telling you, that can go. Like, they can get around the edge. I think they're really going to cause a lot of issues with Sam. That's why I'm hoping that Sam can just survive this, because he's going to get smacked around. He is, especially if Gase continues to scheme like he's been scheming. Sam is really going to have some issues. He's going to be running for his life out there. But the other problem is the corners that they have. Marcus Peters, Marlon Humphrey. I know they got Carr. Jimmy Smith, I believe, is still there. They got some guys that if you chuck it up or you're careless with the football, like we see Sam do from time to time, that will get picked off. And not only will it get picked off, but it can be returned for 6. We've seen these guys do it. See Marcus Peters do it. They get after it, man. Of course, they got Earl Thomas as well, too, back there. So we're going to have problems. I don't give a damn if it's on a short week. This is a good football team, and they're pushing to make the playoffs, and they're still trying to, make sure that they get that seed. I know they're still competing. I think they're still competing for a bye. So they're going to make their push. They're not coming in joking or playing around. They're going to serve us. And I think we're really going to struggle in this game. And a lot of things that we've been talking about consistently, week to week to week, is going to be exposed in this football game. Absolutely.
Yeah, and not to mention the home crowd environment. That stadium gets loud. I've been there 3 or 4 times. That stadium gets loud, man. They just tear it up down there. It's a phenomenal. So what's your score prediction, Joe?
My score prediction is 30-7 Ravens.
Yeah, I for some reason I get a flashback of when Mark Sanchez played there, and he was just a battered quarterback. Like his career was ended his career there with just how bad he looked. I have a scary feeling that they're intimidating, man. They're intimidating. They're physical.
They're so unbelievably physical. It's crazy, Tyson. Like I've watched a lot of them. I'm telling you, they are unbelievably physical, and this is really going to challenge us to see, can we stand in there with a team that's going to come in and punch us in the mouth, and not just punch us once, but keep punching, because they're not going to stop punching, man. So I just don't think we're not there, man. We're not there, and I expect Adam Gase to get thoroughly outcoached. I'm talking thoroughly, just get coached straight out the building. I'm telling you, we're going to see that.
Yeah, no, and that's like I said. Like I just get those visions when Sanchez was there, and like the crowd's going crazy, and the Ravens are wearing their black jerseys, they're flying around, and they're like bullies, man. They bully you all around the stadium and just take away your soul. And that's the kind of what I think is going to happen again. And I don't want to, but I'm curious. I want to see what kind of effort what they do. But I'm in the same boat you. I'm going to say I don't even know, 28-6. Like I think this is going to just be another embarrassment. So. As we start to wrap things up here, first we want to thank all the great callers. We have fun debating and joking around. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter at Talk Jets Radio, YouTube, Let's Talk Jets Radio, Facebook, Let's Talk Jets Radio. We're pretty much everywhere. iTunes, SoundCloud, Spreaker. We're on all kinds of new platforms too. So just search and you usually find us. And the Mark V. Lee Christmas Fund Drive. All you got to do, if you want to participate, is bring toys or donations to any Jersey City Fire Department, any firehouse. Drop it off. They're there. They take it. They're happy to use it, and you'll see all the aftermath as they post pictures. They're very proud to share what they accomplished, so you can do that. So, Joe, this has been a wild 2.5 hours. It is your time to shine.
Yes, absolutely. Listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote our Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search Let's Talk Jets Radio. Like that page. Our content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message us. We'll message you right back. We love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also, leave us some feedback. We love hearing about what you folks think we do here on Let's Talk Jets Radio. I'm also on Twitter as well, at YoungJ000. That's 3 zeros. Go ahead and follow me. I'll follow you right back. You want to troll me? No issues. I'm the troll that lives under the bridge. I will have my Darnold jersey on. I pray that he survives this Raven game, all right? And I will troll you right back so we can go back and forth on there as well. I'm also on YouTube at YoungJ00. That's 2 zeros on YouTube, 3 on Twitter. I do videos about the Jets. I'll continue that, throughout this season and into the off season as well. I do a weekly pick'em, so I'll talk a little bit about other teams too on my channel. So go ahead and subscribe to my content on there as well. And if you'll troll me on there as well, no issues. I will troll you right back. We can go back and forth in the comments. And as always, people, when you see me in person, okay, it is arms out. Come on, man. Come on, man. I done had to listen to Gase apologists tonight. I done had to deal with. Now I got to deal with you again. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. Listen, I'm overcoming you. I'm not dealing with you, all right? I'm moving past you. I'm
Happy holidays.
People. Listen, Yeah, happy holidays to you too, all right? But you keep that to yourself, all right? Because you won't separate me from the people. Listen, when you folks see me in person, it is arms out, chest open. Free hugs for everyone, okay? The hugs are absolutely free. Do not listen to that hater that is over there, all right? I want to thank you folks for listening. Without you people, we are absolutely nothing. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen and call in. You folks are the absolute best. And again, Mark V. Lee Toy Drive. Get involved, people. Take some toys to your local Jersey City Fire Department. Give it to them. You can also give them monetary donation. You can also donate your time as well. They're always looking for volunteers. Help give these kids a great Christmas if you can, folks.
Enjoy the game on Thursday night. We will talk about it on Friday night. That's going to be a doozy. Talk to you guys then.